All right, so once again, I'm live. Got Frank Nitty said he was working night, so got Bishop Scott and Shaq coming in lately. How you doing, sir?
Okay, how you doing there? But now, how do you make it out? I know you got a lot on the agenda tonight.
Wait,
I know you
you
got.
know, man, this is what I always do. You know, some of these guys have a show every day. I usually do one or two a week because so much stuff to go through the week, and I always say you got to get through all the smoke and mirror. They give you a lot of BS throughout the week, junk news.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But I try to bring
I
you the real news
and you do. You bring us
because
things we don't listen,
all
we
that
don't
stuff
hear
is
most times.
all that stuff is what I call a bunch of nonsense. So I'm gonna play some of the nonsense right now. Well, this ain't nonsense. This is the real stuff. It's the real stuff. This ain't nonsense right here. I want you to hear this, Bishop. Tell me what you think. You hear anything interesting? Tell me. Stop it. But I'm gonna let him play probably about 5 minutes video.
Okay.
Which now gives him the authority to classify anyone in the country. The administration finalized a new rule, which now gives him the authority to classify anyone in the country who sells even a single gun to a friend or a family member as a quote-unquote gun dealer, subject to arrest without a proper license. And as a practical matter, this new rule is just the latest step in the federal government's ongoing effort to essentially bypass Congress and to implement something akin to a universal background check. Although, in order to explain what this new rule is, what the implications are moving forward, as well as how we generally got to this point, let me give you the relevant background here, right after you take a super quick moment to smash those like and subscribe buttons so that this video can reach ever more people, all right? You might remember how back in June of 2022, there was something called the Safer Communities Act that was passed by Congress, and then subsequently it was signed into law by Joe Biden. In the US Senate, you had all 50 Democrats vote in favor of the bill alongside 15 Republicans who joined in. While in the US House, you had all 220 Democrats vote in favor of the bill, with 14 Republicans voting in favor as well. Meaning that in practical terms, this was a truly bipartisan bill. Would not have been able to pass through Congress without Republican support. In the Senate, the Republicans could have filibustered, while in the US House, Republicans actually had the majority, meaning that realistically, this was a bipartisan piece of legislation. And so, in the name of ending gun violence, the Safer Communities Act did many things. It helped to fund school safety programs, it extended background checks, it provided federal funding for red flag laws in different states across the country, and so on. Now, whether or not these provisions had any positive net effect 2 years later is dubious at best. According to the most recent data, the number of mass shootings in the US, as defined by 4 or more people getting killed or injured in a single shooting incident, it was higher in 2023 than it was in 2022. And this year, 2024, it's actually on pace to hit that same level as last year, which would mean that 2 years after this law's implementation, the number of mass shootings has actually increased. But fear not, because Joe Biden had a solution. Last year, the White House issued an executive order, you can see it up on your screen, outlining new actions that the administration was taking in order to reduce gun violence. Here's part of what that executive order said. Quote, the executive order directs the president's cabinet to increase the number of background checks by ensuring that all background checks required by law are conducted before firearm purchases, moving the U.S. as close to universal background checks as possible without additional legislation. Specifically, the president is directing the attorney general to move the U.S. as close to universal background checks as possible without additional legislation by clarifying, as appropriate, the statutory definition of who is engaged in the business of dealing in firearms as updated by the bipartisan Safer Communities Act. And so, in practical terms, this executive order, it directed the U.S. Attorney General, Mr. Merrick Garland, to change the definition of what it means to be engaging in the business of dealing in firearms, which actually in and of itself reveals the true power of the administrative state. Without needing Congress to pass any additional laws, the Biden administration is able to move towards implementing universal background checks by simply redefining the words in the laws that are already in the books. Because if you redefine the words that are in the laws that already exist, in practical terms, you can pretty much expand the law to be whatever it is you want it to be. And so with this directive coming from the White House in March of last year, the ATF, which is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, and for your reference, the ATF sits underneath the DOJ, the Department of Justice, they got to work on writing up a new administrative rule. This process, it took a few months, but finally, in August of last year, the Department of Justice, which is again the parent agency of the ATF, they released this notice right here titled Justice Department proposes new regulation to update the definition of engaged in the business as a firearms dealer. Just as the White House requested, it's a directive to update the definition of certain words that are already in the law. Because you see, in the text of the actual Safer Communities Act of 2022, it references people who are engaged in the business as a firearms dealer. And if they are engaged in such a business, they must obtain a license and they must run background checks on their customers. However, the obvious question is, what exactly is a firearms dealer? You would assume that a firearms dealer is a person who happens to own a gun store, or maybe it's someone who sells guns online, or maybe it's a person who travels around the country selling guns at gun shows. That would be the typical interpretation of that word. In fact, in the actual text of the Safer Communities Act, the definition of engaging in the business of firearms dealing was written to cover all persons who, quote, devote time, attention, and labor to dealing in firearms as a regular course of trade or business to predominantly earn a profit through the repetitive purchase and sale of firearms. Now, on the face of it, this definition seems to make sense. I'm sure that if you ask a regular person somewhere on the street about what qualifies someone as a firearms dealer, they would probably say something exactly like this, that the person has a business which involves the buying and selling of guns in order to make a profit. Makes logical sense. However, in order to implement the Biden administration's directive, a directive whose ultimate stated purpose is to move the country towards a universal background check system without having to implement any pesky new laws through Congress, well, the Department of Justice proposed a slight modification to the definition in the law. Although it is worth mentioning that this slight modification actually came in the form of a document that was literally 108 pages long. And buried within that document is this little tidbit right here. Quote, similarly, there is no minimum number of transactions that determine whether a person is engaged in the business of dealing in firearms. Instead, the established approach for determining whether an individual is engaged in the business is to look at the totality of circumstances. Thus, even a single firearm transaction or offer to engage in a transaction, when combined with other evidence, may be sufficient to require a license.
That's what I was trying to get to, Bishop, right there. See, when they always tell you that all this is going on with Iran and Israel and this, that, you know, the old song, you can get with this or you can get with that. They're always running a sleight of hand. This was done while they were telling you about O.J. Simpson last week. You ain't know nothing about this, did you, Bishop? See how they always able to stake things in under the table? This how they get you. Prime distraction.
We're so preoccupied by Trump and other things that really have no impact on our lives that they sneak into things that really impact our lives directly.
And this was voted on by both parties. Both.
I was going to say the same thing I said. And see how these Republicans are. They're just as deceptive as anybody else, if not worse. You know, they're so compliant with whatever the Democrats want, but they do it on the sneaky tip. Outwardly, they're pro Second Amendment, but you know, under the cover, just like you say, smoke and mirrors under the cover in the clothes of the dark, they're right along with them. It's bipartisan.
Well, I got to find out what 15 voted.
Yeah, that's what we got to do.
But Republicans helped them on this bill because all Democrats
voted. They did.
And 15 Republicans helped on this bill. And if you got the ATF, you know one thing about the ATF? ATF stand with the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. I don't hear them making no tobacco buzz. I don't hear them going out the firearms. I don't hear them going out the alcohol. I hear them going out all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying, Bishop? You see what I'm saying? Seems like they only in the business of good on firearms. You know what I'm saying, right? But yeah, that's just me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that's tripping here.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
The government benefits from tobacco and alcohol. Their tax dollar. I mean, that's a multi-billion-dollar industry, both tobacco companies and the and alcohol. Most states have state stores, so that's government benefiting from those programs directly. You know, some of the biggest
I want
supporters
you to hear this
of these
video, Rich.
politicians are tobacco companies.
I want you to hear this video.
Go ahead.
I want you to hear what Mr. Greenblatt says here. Listen closely.
This is your host, T West. Welcome to Afro Synergy. Jonathan Greenblatt, ADL CEO, brags about having agents within all social media platforms.
We opened a center in Silicon Valley back in 2017. And the woman who runs it, she's an ex-Facebook executive. I have software engineers and data scientists working at ADL. We're monitoring all this stuff. And we're working with all the platforms, by the way. Google and YouTube and Meta and Twitter and Reddit and Steam and Amazon, all these companies. From like Apple to Zoom, we work with all of them, okay? That's relevant because we've been working with Twitter now since it was founded. We worked with the old regime, working with the new regime. Like I'm talking to Elon, and we're trying to work with them.
Jonathan Greenblatt's people, they're in serious trouble around the world. They are a criminal entity, but yet they demonize others who speak the truth about them. As Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 of the Bible say, that they are of the synagogue of Satan.
Wait, hey Bishop, what did he say? Yeah. They are the synagogue of Satan.
That's what it is.
But that Jonathan Greenblatt basically bragging to you that they control. They are immersed in all the social media platforms. And they are basically nipping at the bit to censor you. That's Jonathan Greenblatt. That's him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Same guy.
The hypocrisy of it all. The hypocrisy of it all. So.
Mr. Shaq on. Hold on, Shaq on. I want to say, Shaq, say something right quick. Shaq, what's up, man?
Yes,
hey, peace. How y'all doing this afternoon?
Hey, Shaq, how you doing?
Let me feel you on.
Doing well.
We played the first video of when the ATF is saying if you're selling a single gun, you could be licensed a gun dealer and they come knock on your door. The second video I just played was Jonathan Greenblatt. And he was saying that we control all the social media platforms. We got agents immersed in all of them. We're working with all social media platforms. To what? Basically, hey, we find you. We're coming for you. That's basically
all I got one thing to say to this video and to him. Get that son of a bitch off the field. You're fired.
Well, that's mighty nice of you to say, man. That's mighty nice of you to say.
You know who said that, right?
I know who said it. Donald Trump said
it. Correct.
But I'm going to bring up a couple more things. Mr. Green. Well, I ain't going to bring him up per se. Well, I might bring him up. But a lot of things went down. I was just showing that there was a whole lot of distractions going on. And while all that was, I played the thing with the video of them basically talking about all this other nonsense. But I'm gonna play something else. Bishop, you're gonna love this part.
Okay.
This is right up your alley, Bishop. This is some funny stuff right here. This is some funny stuff right here because, like I said, they were running all distraction last week. Just telling you the London Bridge is falling down, right? Didn't they tell you that, Bishop, last week? Sound like London Bridge falling down, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Anything and everything.
Yeah, I got to go through mine. I'm going to read this to you. See, well, multiple barges break loose. As a matter of fact, I got a lot of stuff that I got on here. I got a lot of stuff on the docket here. That's why I might play 5 minutes video and I might just jump to another one. Because there's so much. Ah, there it is. Ah, I found it, Bishop. Here it is. Last week,
Uh-oh.
April 10th, ADL praises members of Congress for introduction of historic countering anti-Semitism act. Oh, yeah. This
Here we
happened.
go.
Oh, this is published on the list.
Here we go.
Comprehensive initiative ensures government continues to prioritize and fight anti-Semitism. Oh, yeah. You see that?
I knew we was gonna get
I
to
gotta
that.
pull it up, bitch.
I knew we was gonna get to that.
Hold on. Let me see where I can. So can I pull it up? What is it? Oh, here it is. I got it. I'll pull it up for you so you can read it for yourself. I want you to read this for yourself. Oh, yeah. I'm going to play this. Oh, yeah. All right, Bishop. Hold on. Dang, I hit it too quick. What did it say, Bishop? ADL praises members of Congress interested in historic countering anti-Semitism.
Oh, my. Here we go.
This happened all while the OJ thing was going on last week. All while the thing with Iran going on. I said, man, don't pay attention to nonsense. You better pay attention to this right here.
I knew we was going to come to that.
Anytime they tell me something, when something big happens, Bishop, you know what I always do?
What's that?
I always go and check and see what the ADL talking about, because if it got anything to do with Israel, you know they coming out.
Yeah, man.
The Anti-Discrimination League welcomed the introduction of the Countering Anti-Semitism Act, the most comprehensive anti-Semitism initiative to be introduced in Congress, will implement the U.S. national strategy to counter anti-Semitism and make permanent its critical policies and infrastructure. I thought infrastructure about building bridges. Oh, no. Anti-Semitism is a part of infrastructure. You see what I'm talking about?
Always that pork. Adding that pork into it.
The U.S. Jewish community is facing the worst crisis of anti-Semitism that we have seen in generations. The Countering Anti-Semitism Act offers a smart, innovative whole of government, a whole approach society to combating this hatred and protecting Jews around the country, said Jonathan Greenblatt, ADL-CDO. This historic bill is the most far-reaching anti-Semitism initiative ever to be introduced in Congress. We applaud the Countering Anti-Semitism Act in its efforts to implement the national strategy to counter anti-Semitism and make it permanent. All this was going on while you were distracted, man. I tell you, I look up to find out what the ADL doing. I ain't worried about that bull crap in Israel and Iran. I want to know what the ADL doing.
Well, now you see what they're doing.
Yeah, I went and looked up the same day. This date was April the 10th. So while you had your head over there, they doing this over here. You ever heard the old saying, wag the dog? Shaq, you ever heard the old saying, wag the dog? They introducing legislation to make anti-Semitism permanent.
Now they can arrest you.
And this is bipartisan. This is not no Democrats doing this. Is both. Anybody comment on this if they want to? Because I got a lot to say about this.
It doesn't surprise me. We saw the die already being cast with Candace Owens. Now we got Tucker Carlson. All these people are now being scrutinized and criticized and belittled. Anytime you say anything about, even if you talk about Israel, that's how bad it's gotten. And what that Rabbi Barkley said made it clear. What did he say? If you talk about Israel or Zionism, that is anti-Semitism. So now any criticism of Israel, any negative talks about Israel is equated to being anti-Semitism. That's like if you talk about we're against Libya or the Congo or Nigeria, that's being anti-black. You wouldn't even imagine that. You couldn't even imagine that. But in this case, Israel is just, I don't know what I know there's a lot of reasons why the United States is so gung ho about Israel. And all of it's political, all of it's self-serving. We know that. America doesn't really care about them. They care about what they can get from them.
You're right. I mean, my bad. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, to me, it's so obvious. It's so obvious just who they are and what they're about. They talk on both sides of the mouth. Everybody's talking about, the tragedy in the Palestine and how the Israelis are doing this and that. But at the same time, they're sending guns and weapons by the billions still over there. They're putting legislation like this, anti-Semitism legislation like this. I mean, we are in the back part. I think we are part of Israel. The largest population of, actually, the largest population of Jews is here in the United States. We have many more Jews here than in Israel. Many more. And like Stein made it so clear, didn't he? The thing we always quote, I don't care whether if we do run the government or Wall Street or the newspapers or any other system in this country, as long as we keep on running it. And they got themselves so entrenched in this government.
Stay right there.
Go on.
Stay right there. Because I'm going to show you how they're running it. Now, you see these companies, right?
Right.
You see the stock, right?
Right.
Wells Fargo went up. Citigroup went up. But BlackRock went up. They say BlackRock is making a lot of money off this economic inflation. But listen to this.
Nation League is out with a report card for universities grading 85 schools on rates of anti-Semitism and campus responses to discrimination against Jewish students. MIT, Harvard, and Princeton are among those who failed. They got an F, while Brandeis and Elon University receiving A's. Joining us right now with more on this, Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO and National Director of the ADL. So, most people who go to Harvard get straight A's to get into Harvard.
Right.
And now you're giving them an F. They're not going to be used to that.
Well, look, it is long overdue for these universities that, again, issue grades to get graded themselves and how they're handling Jewish students. And what I mean by that is, after there has been anti-Semitism on these campuses for years, but after 10/7, Andrew, it exploded. And so that was the point of the report card, was to create an objective baseline, and like an analytic framework to evaluate how are they doing and to encourage them to do better.
Well, so that was what I was going to say. This is like, now that you have this grading system, have you gotten a response from these universities?
Oh, yes.
And is it like the U.S. News and World Reports, which, by the way, has perverted the education system in its own way, but
sure,
people desperately want to be higher ranked on the system. So I assume people don't want to get an F, and they were hoping that next year they will get an A.
Well, it's a good question. We thought about, as we were thinking about doing this, we thought about what's the best way to approach this issue? What's the best way to encourage a race to the top? And because I heard from parents all over the country, is it safe for my child to go to this school? Students would say, or applicants, is it okay if I go to a Harvard or an MIT? They want to know, will they be adequately protected? Will they be supported? So we thought about a ranking like that, but that's the wrong idea. For us, we want everyone to get an A, not grade inflation. So this will hopefully push them to do better.
A serious question.
I hope they're all serious.
I know, but this is I want to just put it on the table.
Shoot.
You got kids?
I got 3.
How old?
20, 19, and 14.
Okay. So
and one of them's at an Ivy League school.
Right. So here's where I was going to go with this. Let's say the 19-year-old one was 17.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's say they got into any one of the schools that you just gave an F to.
Yep.
Including Harvard, et cetera.
Yep.
Okay. Which people would say, oh my God, I got my kid into Harvard. I won the parent lottery. I've done everything right.
Yep.
Would you tell your child not to go to that school?
So look, again, my son is at one of the schools that did very, very badly. But the truth is you can't just take the entire dimensions of a university and distill it into one grade. But what this grading system does do, Andrew, is for me as a parent, it allows me to know, is the school doing enough? Are they taking action? Do they have the right policies? What's the climate like? So again,
but when the parent take your own kids out of it. When some parent is calling you saying, my kid's a senior, just got into XYZ schools. I know they got an F on all of your report cards. Are you saying to them, okay, go to the school that has an A, or what are you saying to them?
What I'm saying is go in eyes wide open. You need to know, and your student needs to prepare for what's going to happen. Let me give you an example. I spent the day yesterday at Harvard Law School. This is arguably the top law school, not just in the United States, in the world. And the stories that I heard from the Jewish students were abominable. I heard about a student government, literally throwing the rules, out the window in order to pass anti-Israel resolutions. I heard about Jewish students who have been isolated, alienated, and I heard about an administration that's not helping them,
So
not responding to emails, not responding to phone calls,
What
etc.
do the administrators say when you issue a grade like this?
Look, we worked with Claudine Gay at Harvard, and we're talking to Alan Garber now. Some of these administrators, and I've got, in emails in my inbox this morning from university presidents saying this, and from parents saying this is unfair. This doesn't adequately represent life at my school. But you know what? If you don't have the right policies, Becky, if you haven't taken the right actions, if you're not supporting your Jewish students.
All right, that's enough of that. But Bishop, basically what he's saying that the schools are now giving out report cards to find out if you're anti-Semitic or not. And if you find anti-Semitic, you get an F. And you may lose federal funding.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's where we at.
That's what
he's
this
letting
bill's
you
gonna
know.
do.
I'm just telling you what he's letting you know. So it ain't about A, B, C, whether you can count or do arithmetic or anything. It's about, are you anti-Semitic or not? That's what it's about. And Claudine Gay is back teaching in Harvard too, by the way. Man, wait, Shaq, what do you think about this, man? Don't worry about A's and B's, Shaq. Just worry about whether you're anti-Semitic or not. What do you think about this? That's a hell of a damn report card. I got to give it to them. They making them all types of type things, Rico, ain't they, man? Bishop, they make them all types of things, ain't they, man?
They further pushing themselves down that black hole. They pushing themselves into a point of no return, Bishop. I'm just trying to warn them. I'm just trying to warn them.
They're showing themselves.
Trying to warn them, dog. Let's see. Trying to warn them.
Bishop, they coming on out, ain't they?
Oh yeah. I was looking at this thing that in that bill. Now they've formally established the month of May as Jewish American Heritage Month. It's now a federal holiday. It's a federal holiday now. It'll be a federal holiday.
Okay, now I'm gonna let you know something.
Hey, look, the longest month in the year.
Look, Bishop. Look at the optics here. Look at the optics. That's Jewish month, right?
Yep.
The next month is what? LGBTQ month. You see how they go hand in hand?
Yep, June. That's right. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Memorial Day and Jewish month all in the same month, May.
Hey, look.
So we're gonna remember them too. Remember the Jews. As you remember your veterans, remember the Jews too. Don't forget the Jews on Memorial Day month. Don't forget the Jews.
Well, Dawson, it's mighty funny, Dawson. You asked who the hell allowed them to give them a grade on anti-Semitism because they actually got Claudine Gay. She about to resume teaching. So you see how they go away for a little bit.
That's what they do.
They're
not really diabolical.
Wait till the heat simmer down.
They always do. Wait till the heat simmer down. Let the
That's
people
how they always do. They get, hey, Bishop, I gotta say it. They got you again.
One more time. One more time.
Hey, Bishop, I got a question, man. How long are the people gonna play the sucker? How long are the people gonna play the sucker role, man?
Forever. They've been playing it for generations. They've been playing it for generations. They know how to get us. They wait us out. Now look
at this.
All this, Bishop, anti this and anti that. Before you know it, it all dies out. Then they sneak in their real gender.
I'm gonna play this for you, Bishop. Watch this. Watch this now. Because I already knew this.
Start clean.
See, Bishop, what I always say, when they tell me something, I turn my head the other way. Because I already know it's some beautiful crap.
You dig deeper.
All right. I'm gonna come on. Let me hear this now.
Okay.
I'm letting the commercial go on mute.
All of this could have a major
Right.
impact on the markets and oil prices. ABC's Alexis Christophorous is here tracking that part of the story. Good morning, Alexis.
Good morning, Gio. Unrest in the Middle East has Wall Street on high alert. Investors are bracing for another spike in oil prices and a possible stock sell-off when the opening bell sounds on Wall Street tomorrow. Stocks were already in sell-off mode last week in anticipation of Iran's attack against Israel. Stocks had their worst week of the year, while oil prices climbed to a 6-month high, topping $90 a barrel, a level not seen since the early days of the Israel-Hamas war. Analysts are now predicting oil prices above $100 a barrel as turmoil in the Middle East threatens oil supply in the region, putting key shipping routes in jeopardy and potentially sending gas prices and inflation soaring. It was just weeks ago, stocks were rallying to record highs on hopes the Fed would deliver 3 interest rate cuts this year. Those hopes were dashed after new reports confirmed inflation is back on the rise. And now the risk of a wider regional war in the Middle East is pressuring global stock markets, sending investors running to the relative safety of bonds, gold, and the U.S. dollar.
Hey, now let me say something about this, Bishop. As soon as they talked about the Iran war, all I did was say, well, let me go check the oil prices. Well, guess what, Bishop? You ready for this? On April 11th, the same day they talked to you about OJ, they said that tension between Iran and Israel could cause gas prices to rise. Got you again. See, I already planned this, man. This is all planned. They want to do this. They want you to feel economic pain.
You know, I mean, I think there's an I really think there's an anti-American spirit going on here. The American citizens are being bamboozled, but more than that, we're almost losing our identity. I don't know what's happening. The average American citizen is being lost in the sauce. And instead of us complaining about it, we put more salt in the sauce.
Let me tell you what a guy told me, Bishop. I had a guy tell me about a week ago, man, some crazy stuff, man. I said, man, how you feel about this inflation? Inflation over 18%. He said, man, I don't like it, but at the same time, he was saying, I feel confident that Joe Biden gonna save us. I said, what are you talking about? He was like, Bernard, when you grew up, he said, where you grew up from? I said, I grew up in 27 Midlothian. I grew up in quote unquote, you know, urban hood area, whatever they call it, right? Mm-hmm. So he said, well, when you had your friends, didn't you always think about your friends that you grew up with? I said, yeah, but some of them did, some of them locked up, and some of them, you know, they didn't want to do certain things or whatever. Some of us have done a lot of things, right?
Right.
He said, well, you don't never turn your back on the people that you came in with. I said, what you trying to say? He was like, we came in with Biden. We're not going to leave Biden. I said, you are out of your goddamn mind. And you really are that damn stupid. I'm looking at him like, you cannot be this crazy. I know you. I said, I ain't come in with nobody. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I know that's right.
So he was saying, and so I said, why you support Biden anyway? He was like, because Biden was a good supporter of Obama. I said, well, Obama wasn't anything either. And he was saying, he said that
ain't saying
Obama
nothing.
gave us an identity to feel proud of ourselves. I said,
how did you do that?
Bull crap. I know you ain't that damn crazy. So he said, this is what he told me. And I quote, he said, this is what I'm saying, BJ. When we were young, we were at the bottom. He was like, I done been in the military. I'm 58 years old. I'm not going back to the bottom because of y'all trying to get rid of civil rights. That's exactly what that man told me.
What?
Yeah, what it is, man. But I'm like, well, I mean, with this inflation, 18.6, it's a lot of people at the bottom right now. I'm just letting you know. There's a lot of people at the bottom right now. I don't know what he's talking about. He is out of his mind.
We're not even part of the Civil Rights Act. We're not. They already made it clear. The main people who take advantage of that are white women. The next group are other groups, other immigrant groups are taking advantage of the Civil Rights Act. We are the last on the totem pole of even having us affected at all by it. And I wish people would stop this craziness that somehow or another the Obama administration, Obama made it clear when he said to me, and he said to every African American or black, that we have no standing in law. And he took those 8 years and he governed this country with that theme in mind. Blacks have no right, no position, no place in law. We are nomads. We have no country. We have no land. We have nothing. We have no rights that the law. He almost sounded like one of them crackers during the 1800s. That we have no rights that a white man should honor. Well, this black president said the same thing. Blacks have no position, no rights in law. Doesn't that sound like them those old Dixiecrats of the 1800s that said the same things to Supreme Court justices that came down with that ruling that the black man has no position that the white man needs to honor? You're saying it in a different way because you're a black face,
Hey,
and so you're
Bishop.
saying it in a different way,
Bishop,
but you're saying the same thing. We have no
Bishop,
rights,
Bishop,
and that's your black
Bishop,
president
come to think
that
about
said
it,
that.
Bishop. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Bishop. As a matter of fact, before this show, I'm coming to Philadelphia. Got something to talk about it happening in Philadelphia too. Something happening in Philadelphia.
Okay, good.
Matter of fact, it was
Good.
earthquake. Shaq, what do you think? What do you think about these oil prices rising, Shaq? Are they? Is it the Wheel of Fortune again, Shaq? Maybe Wheel of Fortune, possibly. Like the Wheel of Fortune, Shaq, or the game show Regis. Who wants to be a millionaire? Because the damn show
now
ain't.
Now it's a billionaire now, Bernard. It's who wants to be a billionaire?
Oh my bad. I gotta up my ante. Yeah, who wants to be a billionaire?
Yeah, ain't nobody want to be no millionaire no more. They want to be a billionaire.
That's right. Matter of fact, some people say they want to be a trillionaire.
Yeah, that's what they're all aiming for. That they all want that. They would love that.
That's a new type of game.
Yep.
Well, Bishop, here goes another con job they running on the people.
Boy, Bernard.
Bishop, since
Bernard,
I've been down a bunch of con jobs.
Man, this show is like a machine gun, and the bullets never run out. You shooting that gun, boy?
Oh yeah, I'm coming. Here you go.
River. That's where multiple law enforcement agencies are investigating after barges broke loose and floated down the waterway. KDK's Lauren Linder is live in Emsworth with the latest details. Lauren, good morning to you.
Good morning, Megan. At this time, Pittsburgh police say that 26 barges broke loose and floated down the Ohio River. You can see where some of them got stuck right here at the Emsworth Lock and Dam. And so far, no reports of anyone hurt. Now, if you take a look at your screen, this is a look from up above. Police say the call came in just before 11:30 last night. Out of the 26 barges, 23 were loaded and 3 were empty. Those that were loaded were carrying dry cargo like coal, but no hazardous materials. Now, Peggy's Marina sustained extensive damage. We caught some of that in the early morning hours. So far, 11 of the barges were located pinned against the riverbank by Bruno Island and are currently being held by a tugboat. 14 continued down the river and 6 went over the Emsworth Dam. According to police, Cable Transportation Company owns and operates the barges, which is located on the left descending bank of the river just downstream from the West End Bridge. For several hours, that bridge was closed, but is now back open in both directions. It's unclear if rail traffic remains, though, shut down to Bruno Island. Now, we've also seen some traffic back on the McKees Rocks Bridge as well, but have not confirmed whether it's back open in both directions. We've also reached out to the Army Corps of Engineers, and so far they have no updates. For now, reporting live from Emsworth.
Well, Bishop, sound like more barges breaking.
Bridges are falling and barges are breaking.
And as a matter of fact, Bishop, the FBI has opened a criminal investigation into the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. I told people this was no accident. Did I not tell you that, Bishop? This was no accident.
You said it. You said it. You said it.
Now, the FBI going on there. They are about to do what I call a good cleanup. Don't be surprised somebody in the boat get taken out neither.
But no, I'm going to ask you something. Now, you were saying a moment ago about this infrastructure bill, which is supposed to be dealing with all these types of things. You can see what they're really dealing with. They're dealing with anti-Semitism. They're dealing with anti-Chinese and all this kind of anti-Asian hate and all that. That's what it's dealing with. Because if you have an infrastructure bill that's supposed to be helping, what is the infrastructure? The infrastructure is your bridges, your highways, those type of things. Okay, that's your infrastructure. But yet they're more interested in sending billions of dollars around the world than to spend those billions of dollars right here in the United States fixing these problems. Some of these bridges are 50, 60, 70 years old. I know the Walt Whitman Bridge, the Ben Franklin Bridge. They're as old as dirt. They're older than me. And I'm 70-something years old. And they haven't been dealt with at all. You're going to see more of this. You're going to see more bridges falling, barges breaking, dams leaking. You're going to see a lot of crap happening in time because nobody's spending a dime on those type of things. Roads, I was out in the street today in a van, and the roads are in dilapidated state. Can't even drive through the roads. Bumping and bop, boom, bam, boom. But this is supposed to be an infrastructure bill that's supposed to resolve these problems. But just like you say, dig into these bills. These bills don't mean nothing. They don't earmark nothing for nothing.
I mean, they told you the gun legislation they got is 108 pages long. I mean, damn, what the hell you writing, a damn story?
Because they had nothing to do with guns. There's all that other kind of crap inside there too. You can bet your bottom dollar.
But I mean, I'm just saying, Bishop. I'm just showing you these another barge. You think this is an accident?
Nope. I think all this is deliberate. I think it's all purposeful and it has a reason. And what happens to us don't matter to nobody.
Okay, now, so I gotta find this other one. I would play that thing with Joe Biden calling into National Action Network, but I'm not even wasting my time. Joe Biden called in National Action Network and basically talked about that the attack is on and for your voting rights and things like that.
Oh, that's politics. He wants to get in November.
So let me get into some clown stuff right quick, Bishop. I mean, this is more like some
insanity.
This is more like some clown stuff, but it's more revealing what I've been telling y'all all along. Hey, man, I gotta do it, man. People.
Yo,
Yo.
you got no sound.
Can you hear
Yeah, you ain't got no sound.
me? Oh,
Yeah, I didn't hear
that's
anything
kind of
either.
crazy. Okay. Okay. All right, let me come back to it. Let me come back to it. I got you. I thought for sure the daggone. Okay, I got it now. I got it. I had too many tabs of them.
Sounds like a man. Yeah. But when it comes to Brittany Griner, to get back on track, people got questions. Well, you're about to have more questions now, guys, because Brittany Griner has made a big time announcement. So let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We appreciate the support. So here we go. Check this out. Brittany Griner announces she is expecting a child with her wife, Cheryl. Yes, guess what, guys? Brittany Griner is not the one carrying the baby. It is Cheryl. Now, they announced this, I believe, yesterday on Instagram. I went over there and I checked it out, and it's clear that Cheryl is the one with the bump. And I believe, yeah, they're only 3 months away. So Cheryl is 6 months into this pregnancy. Now, how did this happen? Well, the post that Brittany Griner actually put up didn't say anything about a surrogate. Yeah, I got questions about that. We got no details whatsoever. So a lot of speculation, man, is being put out there about Brittany Griner actually being a man. Because Cheryl is the one that's pregnant. Brittany Griner, no. No. Now, there is a picture right here. This is what Brittany Griner actually put up there on Instagram. That's the baby bump right there. Maybe I can click on it and make it a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see it. Yeah, that's the baby bump. That's clearly on Cheryl right there because Brittany is light skinned. That's Brittany on the other side right there. Cheryl is laying down. They got matching tattoos right there. And you guys can see the sonogram. How did this happen? How did this happen? That is the $1 million question right there. And this is definitely going to lead people to believe
My God.
something ain't right here. Now, it's on multiple sites. Yahoo actually put up an article. And look at this here. This person says, I knew it. Brittany, a dude, and is playing women's basketball. Also, right here, how could they be expecting their first baby? A woman can't get another woman pregnant. Title should be Griner's partner expecting her first baby. Yeah. Another person says either Griner is actually a dude, as some suspect, or it's not their child.
All right. You can get this video on Black and White Sports, but I mean, it's kind of crazy, man. Hey, Bishop, I told you we living in a clown show, man. Did I tell you it's a clown show?
Yeah,
Come on,
it's a
man.
clown
Help me
show,
out,
boy.
man. What is this, man?
This is crazy. But you're right, Bernard. Let me say this before you get into this craziness. They throw everything at us because they're doing so much behind our backs. And I'm glad you have programs like yours because you show what's really happening while we wonder about this nonsense. Because I don't give a heck who the mother is, whether Brittany is a man or a female. It don't make no difference to my life at all. And while we're concentrating on things like this, we're concentrating on OJ. We're bringing something up, happened in 1994. We do all that kind of stuff. We weren't about Iran over there. We weren't about the Hamas. We worry about all these things that they want us to think about and worry about and concentrate on while at the same time they're pushing legislation that's going to impact us directly. That's going to, in particular, the African American community. It's going to all these things that they're doing, anti-Asian, anti-Semitism, all these things that they're doing, allowing immigrants coming from the southern border. All those things are aimed at us. Don't you be deceived about it. We're going to be the main targets of all this stuff happening. We're going to be the main targets. And they made it clear with the anti-Asian. They said blacks are doing things to Chinese and Koreans and all the Asians. We're doing it. What 6 people got hurt.
Bishop, I wanna
Man,
show you something.
we've lost millions.
Look at that
6
right
people
there.
got hurt. You got a bill.
The reason I brought up Brittany Griner, because a tech executive just came out and you can get this on futurism.com.
Okay.
I always go to this website to look at, see what they got. Tech execs predicts $1 billion AI girlfriend industry. $1 billion AI girlfriend industry now. Okay, you get what they're saying, right? You're going to have a girlfriend that's artificial intelligence.
Not even a real girlfriend. Not even a real one.
Not even a real girlfriend. Might even be a pigment in your imagination. Come on, Shaq, man. What do you think about having an AI girlfriend? Something that might be floating in cyberspace. They give a new meaning to computer.
Bring that up on Wednesday. Bring that up on Wednesday, because I'm gonna talk about AI on Wednesday. Bring that up on Wednesday. That aspect of it, because I'm gonna talk about Elon Musk and what he said about the AI.
Something in cyberspace.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
AI girlfriend, Bishop.
Man, wouldn't that be something? You can make it just what you want it to be.
What do you think about this AI girlfriend?
She won't talk back.
Hey, Bishop, you can have a lesbian, you can have a Twinkie, and if you don't want neither one of them two, you can have an AI one. You make the choice which one you want. And they are predicting to be $1 billion industry, which means they're gonna find a way to make this happen.
Oh, they are. They're gonna do it.
Hey, look, Bishop. Well, matter of fact, Miss Dawson in chat. Hey, Miss Dawson, we want real women. We don't want AI. Okay, we don't want AI. Okay, no AI.
I know I don't.
No artificial intelligence women.
I want the real deal.
Electronic robot.
I want the real deal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's kind of crazy, man. I mean, it's really crazy. This thing is like way. Listen, this is how wacky we done got, though.
Crazy.
And I'm sitting there thinking about to myself, like, how in the hell did we get this far off the track?
I got one question.
I think City laid off 7,000. Go ahead.
Got one question.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, is domestic violence going to go up or down with AI?
That's a good question.
Huh? Who gets to follow who? Who gets to who claim who being abused? Huh? Bishop, who gets to?
That's a good question.
Who got the claim? I'm just saying. See, we got to think about this stuff in advance.
Let me ask you guys this: wouldn't an AI girlfriend be somebody that you create?
Yeah.
So it would be somebody that would be submissive to you, that would be at your beck and call and would say yes, sir, no, yes, sir, no, sir.
Well, it depends on who's the programmer, though. Right?
Yeah.
It depends on who's the programmer. Who programmed the AI?
That's true. Yeah.
Is it a white? Is it a white European chick? Is it a black American, black European? I mean, is it Asian, Hispanic? Hey.
All right, Bishop, there you go.
Hey, look. If it's black American, domestic violence going on. That's all I'm saying. Stop.
If I whip your butt.
Let me stop. Oh boy.
But you're right, though.
Nah,
We're
man.
laughing about it.
FBI
But those
agents
are
are
serious
blowing shit.
considerations.
So I'm just letting y'all know the FBI is investigating whatever happened in the bridge now. I kind of know what happened, but the FBI is on board the ship. So,
well, they must be the cleanup crew.
They already got their orders, Bernard. You know that.
Clean up.
They got their orders. They ain't looking for
Matter of
nothing.
fact,
They already got their orders. They're gonna plant something. They're gonna plant some things. They ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't investigating nothing.
Right.
I'm going through some articles right now. Let's see. Got a little echo there, but don't worry about it. Charles Barkley and Gayle King show comes to an end after 6 months amid dismal ratings. They said the show would only run through the early spring. They said it was about that the data showed that reruns of both Friends and South Park in viewership. Data from Nielsen also shows the former MVP and longtime journalist CNN in the last 10 years. They had 500 plummeted to 20%, but they said the reason why it's down because his show is only commitments as an NBA analyst. More people should be watching it, but that ain't. So that's a damn lie. They just people don't want to watch this garbage. That's what that is. That's what that's about. So basically he's done. Another quick cleanup thing that happened with while you had your head turned again. Here comes Bishop. Here comes Mr. Fauci. I'm going through I'm cleaning up all this mess. Now they making my tab go slow. I guess they don't want me to talk about
it. No, they don't want you to. That's YouTube, baby. They don't want you to talk about this stuff.
The whistleblower who's come forward, who has given the committee emails from one of Dr. Fauci's top aides. And those emails show Dr. David Morens apparently used his personal email to talk about the pandemic and get around federal transparency laws. So meet me on the private line. He also told the committee during a separate interview, quote, "I will delete anything I don't want to see in the New York Times." Wow. At one point, Morens talks about a 2019 grant proposal with a company which wanted funding to create a novel coronavirus before the pandemic. To create a novel coronavirus before the pandemic. They're working on it. The number highlighted corresponds to a project titled Understanding the Risk of Bat Corona Emergence. This evidence is raising some new questions, as you might imagine, over why Dr. Fauci called the lab leak theory a conspiracy so many times and denied there was government funding for the research. Senator Rand Paul says this is game over.
Game over, gang. We're going to hear exactly what Senator Rand Paul has to say about Fauci getting caught red-handed. This is going to absolutely make your day. And then...
So I just want to show you that's in Japan. They're rallying up, fighting against the World Health Organization, and Dr. Fauci, has basically been outed. But I already told you that before. I told you about this 4 years ago, Bishop, with Dr. Fauci. So this is nothing new to me. I'm just
you said that
letting people see it.
Yeah, you said that a long time
I already
ago.
told you before.
Yeah, you revealed that before. Even he was a hero. Even he was a hero to most Americans. You clipped his wing early. You clipped his wing way early.
Me and Shaq got a saying. The conspirators are betting 1,000.
Got that right.
They ain't losing because all this stuff's starting to come out. Tesla's laid off 10% of his workforce. Let's see. A lot of things that went on here. So, okay, now I'm gonna get to some things, Bishop, and I want you to hear this. This is more like a quote unquote morality thing. I'm gonna come back to some other stuff later. Might get into one thing with the OJ thing, but I don't want to get too bombarded with it. I just want to show you that the OJ thing was all a distraction to get you focused on that. Wow. They had all this other stuff going on behind the bike.
Yeah, back behind the back. That's right behind the scenes.
And as you see, it was a whole lot of things that went down that people just didn't know about.
You ain't kidding. That was more important than OJ.
They didn't know, and they probably didn't care, to be honest with you. I hate to tell you that, so let me find this video. Oh, I gotta find it, Bishop. Where is that young woman at? Ah, there she is. I found her. Yeah, there she is. I found her.
Mic check, mic check.
I got it.
Mic check. Okay, I thought the audio was jacked up. Okay.
If you actually get my wrong tabs up, man. Here we go.
So, Diane and all of the female thought rappers out here, I think it didn't actually start with Meg. It actually started with Sexy Red. And then it just took off like wildfire because Black women can't seem to not do this in public. So I'm gonna allow this to go on. There's a couple of parts to it, and I'm gonna allow the video to just play, and then we're gonna talk about it. So here we go.
I'll call it the Meg Thee Stallion challenge, but to be honest, I think it's just yet another way for women to devalue themselves. At this point, it's given tacky and it's given classless. We're tired of seeing it. It's played out. There is no reason why we should log onto social media and at the top part where it says stories, there's nothing but a bunch of naked women, half naked women, thongs, panties, short shorts, twerking and showing their ass. For what? And y'all just did this a few months ago. Y'all had a whole challenge where y'all called it the ceiling challenge, where y'all was taping y'all phones to the ceiling and y'all was twerking upside down. We done seen y'all ass from every single angle possible. We get it. Y'all say, oh, it's just the internet. It's not a real place. This is a real place. Y'all don't care that what y'all look like. You know what this looks like? It looks classless and it looks tacky as hell. Most of y'all are moms. Y'all don't care what y'all kids think. Y'all don't care about y'all image to them. Challenge yourself to be a better mom. Challenge yourself. Y'all call it the Meg. Challenge yourself to be a better woman. Challenge yourself in ways that's healthy for you. Y'all want to keep getting up here, selling yourselves short for likes and attention for what? Man used to have to go to a strip club to see stuff like this. But now all they got to do, the whole world is a state at this point. All they got to do is log on for media, and it's a million girls shaking their ass, doing all type of stuff, trying to outdo each other. We ain't doing this for the man. Who you doing it for then? It's given very low quality. No man of high quality, the man that y'all desire, the man that y'all swear y'all want, I promise you, he gonna do nothing like what you want to be treated like, because no man wants to see a woman up there or a woman up there that he looking at to pursue in a serious way, shaking her ass 24/7 on the internet like that. Y'all want to be quick to say we're not doing it for the man, but baby, one day you gonna want a man and he not gonna want you. Because in 2024, you up there shaking your ass for likes and attention. It's not that deep, man. I don't know if y'all lacking some type of self-esteem or what, man, but y'all gonna have to pull back and reevaluate. Challenge yourself to be a better woman.
Okay. So, the comments. Before I give the comments, some women were like, yeah, she's talking facts. And some was like, girl, you tripping. This lady says, women that get it. No argument necessary. Woo, and for the girls that missed the message, she's not saying you can't twerk and have fun, but the need to put your cheeks in front of a camera and post it online is crazy. Kids grow up, and when they in middle school getting bullied because your whole cat print is on IG, we don't want to hear it. When the rich man you want comes along and then ghosts you after he see your social media presence, we don't want to hear it. Okay, I personally love the challenge. Why can't you be a good mom and know how to twerk at the same time? You can't tell black people nothing. No, you can't tell black women nothing. Look at the comments, just trash. She not wrong, but these people gonna do what they want to do regardless. I get it, but shaking A is fun and has always been since the beginning of time. I'm about to get out of bed and shake some A right now. Granted, I'm not recording it and posting it, but I understand the art of shaking it. So here we've got another shot because we've always got to move the goalpost and we've always got to flip something back on somebody in order to dodge the accountability. So this one says, I just want to play devil's advocate for a little bit. And I never liked that because why you want to advocate with him? But anyway, because you're referring to the women who are talking, but a man would see your outfit and suggest to you that those tattoos are not ladylike and what you're wearing, they definitely more than likely would have a problem with it. So when are we as women going to stop attacking other women and just you do what's best for you and let other women do what's best for them? I'm tired of it being a racial situation because I know girls from other ethnic backgrounds that love to twerk. If this is what you're tired of always seeing, maybe it's what you're following or what you're exposing yourself to. What's up with your algorithm that you keep seeing somebody twerking? Can we stop acting like women who are moms are not allowed to have fun, dance, feel confident or sexy, or do what they want with their grown time? Will I do the Meg Challenge? No, it's not for me. But I love seeing other women feel confident enough in themselves to do whatever dance or challenge they want, placing yourself above the next person because they're doing something you wouldn't or can't is weird. I mean, half of them don't want a man. So let's start there. Why must everything revolve around a man? Maybe they're having fun. Like twerking didn't just start in the 99s and the 2000s. Relax, folks. Let these grown-ups do what they want. And this is the problem. This is actually the root of Black women's collective problem. Because they just don't want any correction at all from anybody for any reason with any perspective. It doesn't matter what perspective they're coming from. It doesn't matter what logic they're using. It doesn't matter what argument they're using. These women are letting you know that they are going to be trash no matter what. Because the first point that you got to look at is this. You've got all the classic things, deflecting, trying to talk.
All right, I got another video of her I gotta play right quick. So I'm gonna put a pin in that one right there. But I mean, what do you think about that video? What do you think about this, Bishop? I mean, the comments was kind of like all over the place. Some people agree, but she read a lot of them didn't agree and say, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Bishop, what is this about? What do you think about this, Bishop?
I think really it was kind of she was everywhere with her thoughts. I mean, to me, it wasn't too much continuity to it as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I understand the issue, but I don't know. I mean, we're just too bogged down.
That was the comment section she was reading.
Yeah. I don't know.
She was saying that women in the comment section was saying that, you know, women need to do what they want to do, shake their ass, whatever. You shouldn't be. Basically, they didn't want to get criticized what they were doing. The woman on the video is saying that people getting tired of every time they go to the internet, basically seeing a woman shake their ass or so forth, and like, or she was saying that men don't have to go to the porn those to watch them, or they can see it for free on the internet. That's what you were saying.
Yeah. And then she was talking about. She said something about we black women aren't the only ones that do that stuff, twerk and all that type of thing. White women like it too. I mean, everything she said, there were good points to it certainly, but once again, I guess I'm becoming a Bernard person. I guess I don't know what I'm doing, what's happening to me. I really am more. I'm really more interested now in real things than fluff stuff. I'm not too much into fluff stuff anymore. And I think I've hung around you. I've hung around you too long, Bernard. I don't really find any really much interest in fluff stuff. I don't care whether they twerk. They can twerk all day, all night, as far as I'm concerned. I don't like it. I don't do it. I can't do it. So it don't impact my life. I'm more interested in what's happening. Go on, Bernard.
I got you.
Yeah, I've hung around you too long, Bernard. I've hung around you too long. I mean,
Hey, y'all, my
I'm
Trim's
just not into.
age,
I'm
and
not
I
interested
want
in the
you
fluff stuff
guys
anymore.
to hear her.
Now, I'm gonna play this because I want you to hear this, Bishop. This is something that you never heard of when you was coming up. I want you to hear this. This is something that you never heard of when you
talk about where she is now and her decision to try to freeze her eggs and things of that nature. And then we're going to talk a little bit about women like her finding themselves in certain positions later on in life due to their decisions earlier in their lives. So here we go.
Many years, and I always say be careful what you say. I think since I was 30, I'm like, I'm gonna freeze my eggs, but I'm still dating and having sex and having boyfriends and long-term relationships, and just I'm like, I'm gonna freeze my eggs. And eventually 2021 and 2022, I did 2 cycles of IVF. God put me in a situation where I was able to do it alone, and it was a really hard thing to do by yourself. One, because I'm hard on myself, and two, because my eggs are in the freezer somewhere, and like I'm Latina, I'm an Afro Latina, like me trying to explain this to my 86-year-old grandmother, she thought something was wrong with me. Because at this big age, I'm supposed to have kids, be married, or have an unsuccessful relationship somewhere, divorce, but then have kids. Like, what is wrong with it? And now I feel like I'm in a rush.
I think that's such a special
For many years.
and I'm so like in awe of you for like even going and doing it and taking that step by yourself and still like striving and pushing forward to have that family, because you can always pop those babies in there and push them on out. And I love that.
This is such a rough situation. And I always say be careful what you.
All right, Bishop. That's basically about she's saying that she's freezing her eggs because she's still trying to have a good time and things like that. Now, Bishop, when you was coming up, you didn't hear nothing about no women freezing their eggs. That's not no black women freezing their eggs. You ain't never hear nothing about the crazy mess.
No, I never heard that.
I mean,
eggs and all that stuff.
More and more about it. It's getting kind of weird, man. Shaq, me and you did a show a month ago or 2 months ago. We talked about IVF and things like that, and we talked about how it was dangerous. But these women now, they want to do it, Shaq. I mean, I guess it's hey, have all the fun I can and put my babies in the incubator. But they don't tell you after 35 years old, it doesn't work.
Well, the State of the Union address, Biden promoted it. He thought it was worth noting for the State of the Union. It was something that he felt was very important to note and to highlight, and brought that young lady and had her stand up as some kind of hero. See how they do. They make these things expand by who's saying it at what point. He's saying, I want to know about the State of the Union, not about no woman deciding to do IVF. I mean, that's not. What is that to me? What is that to me? But they do these gesture stuff. They do these little promo stuff. It's an election year, so he wants. So once again, we're talking about this abortion and all that. They bring this stuff up because people feed into this stuff, and they bring it up at the very important times, like State of the Union. State of the Union should be an address that deals with the state of the union, not individual Americans. but the State of the Union. Like, you just talking about women have a right to do this and that. So why bring it up to in the State of the Union address? It's all part of a plan. It's all part of a plot.
Well, look, hold on a minute. Anybody want to call in 571-450-0773? Let me just point that out. Now, to get back to what you're saying, I'm just letting you know this is how it's going. Now, Bishop, I know you heard about this football player named Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking he's becoming a new Vlad TV because you had a football player named Cam Newton having you.
Yeah.
Why would Shannon Sharpe bring on Cam Newton to talk about what happened at Auburn and him being paid, well, assumed to be paid $180,000. Even Cam Newton said that never happened. That was just a plot by the coaches. But at the same time, we don't really need to be asking people that type of stuff, like stuff that they already been past years ago and things like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're bringing up old stuff. I want to say they making Shannon Sharpe basically the new Negro to bring up a lot of crazy mess. You get what I'm saying, Bishop?
I agree with you. I think.
And then there's this.
Oh.
So I'm gonna play like 4 minutes of it.
Yeah. I want
go ahead.
I want to hear it. Go on, Bernard. I want to hear it.
Okay.
Auburn bought Cam Newton. His daddy received this large monetary sum of money.
Yeah.
So what's going on? How did this come about?
Allegedly.
Yes. Before you, so where were the schools that you could have gone to? Okay, you go to Auburn. So where after Blinn, where were your choices?
Oklahoma, Kansas State, Mississippi State, Auburn. Okay. It was a whole different recruitment process when I was in JUCO rather than coming out of high school.
Okay.
Out of high school, I was looking for gear and a good time.
Right.
By way of female.
The hostesses.
Yeah. And JUCO, I was a millionaire mentality. How are y'all gonna incorporate me in this offense with my skill set?
Right.
Not what Sam Bradford was doing, because that ain't how I play the game.
Right.
I'm gonna bring a whole different element of this offense that you gotta start shaping some shit around. Kansas State the same way. Mississippi State, Dan Mullen. Right. And he knew Dan Mullen was the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach while I was at Florida.
Okay. So you had some familiarity.
There was a lot of familiarity. And his plan was, I remember Coach Mullen had called me. And at that time, me being the type of player I was, if a coach calling you, that means
you done did something.
You ain't go to study hall, you didn't go to class, it was something. But this conversation was him telling me that he was going to Mississippi State. It ended up being Mississippi State. He didn't tell me the team. And I was saying to myself, well, he want me to consider transferring to Mississippi State. Right. But Coach not Malzahn, Coach Meyer
Urban
had to sign off on that. And I knew he wasn't going to sign off for that. So I had to go to junior college. Now, when you say the things like going through the whole NCAA pay-for-play scandal, this is where I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to share this. If you really go back and you know the reports to what it said 2 sources said that Cam Newton and his father took money to go to Auburn. Those 2 sources was Dan Mullen and his wife, Megan Mullen. How do we get to that? I'll tell you. The day I was going to commit to Auburn at a junior college, it was neck and neck. Mississippi State and Auburn. When I went to Auburn, as my mental was solely focused on success, I was really trying to play catch up to the Joe Haydens, the Marquise Pounceys, the Aaron Hernandez, who were already in the league. And I said to myself, we came in together in Florida, they already in the league. I'm trying to find the fastest way that I can get to the league. When I went to Auburn, they mentioned that they will have 22 seniors coming back. Mississippi State probably only had 3 to 4. These are all different things as a 20-year-old college player and a 16, 17-year-old kid. You don't think that that's a big thing, but it really is. My whole determining factor was I wanted to go to a school that could get me to a BCS game. That was either the Tostitos Bowl, Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, whatever. If I went there in my tenure at that school, I was going top 10. Because I knew in order for us to get there, I would have to play my best form of football. When I was about to commit to Auburn, one of the things that my father told me that I had to do as a man, he said, you got to call Coach Mullen. And you have to tell him the decision that you're going to make. Be a man. I said, damn, Pop, like, why though? You know what I'm saying?
He gonna find out sooner or later.
He gonna figure out what tickle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He can read.
But that's how my father raised me.
Okay.
He said, son, you're gonna have to be a man.
Right.
And that's where I always challenge society now. We need more men empowering men, not boys raising boys.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but certain circumstances play out like that. But to that point, I put a lot of focus on my father. I said, Pop, you a man of God. If it's on your heart to wherever we're going to decide to go, that's where we're going to go. Man, at that time, we were exploring so many different things. And he came back, wrote it down on a sheet of paper. I looked at it. It had Auburn on it. I said, I ain't going to even question it. That's where we're going.
Okay.
That day that I was going to make it public, I had to call Coach Mullen. I remember having a conversation. It was extremely awkward because when I called him, he answered, how's my quarterback doing? And I said, Coach, I just wanted to be a man and call you and tell you and Miss Megan that I'm going to Auburn. And I didn't want you to hear it through the grapevines. I didn't want you to hear it on ESPN. I wanted to be a man and call you. And he asked me this question, but how, Cam? Like, you know I was going to do right by you. We need you. And I gave him this quote. It was just too good to be true. Now, too good to be true for me was you got 22 seniors. They battle tested. I ain't going into a locker room with freshmen. They ready to win right now. They just need to propel them to elite status. Mississippi State needed me and some. And I don't think Mississippi State garners the measure of recruits. Like, come on, it's Mississippi State here. And still Mississippi State at that particular point in time. And I heard Miss Megan in the background. I was like, did he commit? Did he commit? I was like, no. And then that's when I talked to her. I was like, man, I just apologize, but this is a business decision that I'm saddened that it didn't work out. Had that conversation when I was 20. And I thought I was doing the right thing. So fast forward to the success going on at Auburn. First game we played Arkansas.
So Bishop, I'm gonna break this down for you. He talked about basically that this is how they recruited him, and he played. He went on to win national, and he came number one pick in the NFL. But he's basically talking about the coaching that made a story on him and said that he took $180,000 for Auburn. So while he was allowed to play, they told his dad, you can't come to the Heisman Trophy presentation and you can't come to no more football games. The University of Auburn made that decision until the investigation was over or whatever. But basically, he I don't know why he's on Shannon Sharpe explaining this, because I wouldn't even brought this up to Shannon Sharpe. But I mean, it's football talk, but at the same time, Shannon Sharpe, I'm just trying to find out what they use him for to bring this up again.
I'm gonna ask you something, Bernard. I'm gonna ask you something. When years ago, and even during your time, certainly during my time, do you think that now that college students are now being able to be paid for and recruited like that, Remember, it used to be a time that it was against the law for any college student to receive any monies. I don't care whether it was, whether it was track, whether it was football, no matter what the sport was. It was you could not pay a college student a fee or any kind of. You couldn't offer them anything. And now it looks like that's I don't know whether it's under the table or what they're doing, but they certainly are being compensated for their skills and for their talent. Do you think that has hurt the game? Do you think that's hurt the spirit of the game? That now even college students who have not been tested, he just said a moment ago in the interview that he had to come up to the seniors who had been tested there in colleges, and now he comes in as a freshman who has not been tested and he has to deal with all this. What do you think about that? That now that it seems like college students are now being able to be paid for their skills, their talents, their abilities. Where at one point, and even during your lifetime, that was against the law. You could not do that. You could not pay a college student to do anything, whether undercover or and certainly not blatantly give them a contract or deal, a financial deal. What do you think about that? Has it hurt the game or what?
Well, as much as the NCAA makes it, I mean, it's good to hear the athletes getting paid, but here's the problem. As I said, they becoming commercial entities now. Your name, image, likeness. That's why a player who like Bronny James, who's not even playing, can be worth $7.5 million and get all these deals. And
Right.
And it also helps with sports betting. Now, on the case of Cam Newton, he's saying he didn't get paid. That's on him. I'm not sure. But my thing is, athletes were getting paid back then too as well.
Oh yeah, they were. I know, but it was under the table. They, willing and dealing. You're right. I mean, even though in my time, remember Jim Thorpe, and that was before my time. He was stripped because they paid in. They found out and they stripped him of all of his titles and all of his rankings and all that. But you're right. It's as old as sports. But I'm saying, but now it looks like it's a part of business as usual now. No one's even trying to cover it up.
Well, that's why back in the day, they didn't have, some teams didn't have players' name in college. On the collegiate level, they have players' name on the jerseys. But it was a problem, still a problem, because they image per se, you knew what their number was, you knew position they played, and when it came to these video games, see, they made a boatload of money off these video games. You know what I'm saying? With the college players. And then, you know what I'm saying? They was making a boatload of money out of them. And like you said, the brothers from UCLA, they stepped up. Charles Bannon, Ed O'Bannon, and a host of other college athletes had been pushing since their days. Probably over 20 years ago, they've been pushing.
Right.
Because they like Bernard said, it's a commodity. These guys have make themselves a straight commodity, man. These athletes, they push their bodies ever since a little tights, little kids, little children, and they get to the collegiate level, which is really a professional level. The competition is professional, for real. So the betting is definitely getting worse. It always has been there. The betting and the scalping and the point shaving and stuff allegedly has always been a part of the game. But now it's been so wide open that everybody can get in on betting now. You know what I'm saying? And it's bringing more eyes to the sport. But like you said, it's watering it down because people are not coming to watch the game. They're coming to check the stat lines and to match up their stat lines and get their betting lines in order. You know what I'm saying?
Bishop,
So
Bishop, I'm gonna help you right here, okay?
Okay.
Now, this is a prime example. Angel Reese takes over shift at Raising Cane's. Now, Raising Cane's is a place that sells chicken. They've been making a whole lot of them here in Richmond, Virginia. I saw one the other day, line was packed around the corner. I said, damn. But my thing is with the NIL deals and all this, you can have athletes promoting fast food, medicine, and dumb stuff that don't have nothing to do with the game. They got the guy from Duke, he wearing nail polish, right? He just signed, he's drafted, right? So my thing is, I don't mind these guys getting paid, but what are you promoting when you're getting paid? Because now that you're a commercial entity, you could be promoting a whole lot of dumb stuff.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
No help to us. So I'm gonna show you this video.
Of course. It's the Bayou Barbie and the Big Apple serving up your favorite chicken fingers. India, your order's ready. Can you sign our posters? Yeah. We're huge fans. Thank you. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Thank you. I appreciate keeping it here. Best sauce for the best chicken fingers. Tell Todd he better watch out. I'm getting pretty good at this toast. Bird up. Being able to leave my impact, being able to come places like this, Canes, giving young little girls the look that they can do these things. And you never really see a young Black girl being able to do this. So I want them to have a face and understand like they can have these same opportunities that I have. Women's sports has dominated the most kind of in the college game with NIL. I've been able to be more than an athlete. I think that has kind of really helped me. I mean, I love modeling, I love fashion, and to announce I was going into the draft, I did Vogue. So like being able to do stuff like that, I think has just been great for me because I'm not just a basketball player. I like taking cute pictures. I like going out. I like having fun and putting on nice clothes too. So being able to be both, because on the court, that's how I got the name the Bayou Barbie, because on the court, I wear my lashes, I wear my nails, edges are done. And then I'm also a dog on the court, so people. That's what I'm gonna miss at LSU. Having 15,000 people there on every given night was crazy, and the culture there was just something I always remember. They made me the Bayou Barbie, so I'll never forget where I came from. It's crazy how the game is going right now, and being able to surpass the men. I mean, it's exciting, and I think our games are so much more interesting right now, and so many people are tuning in and watching us, and I love it. I mean, being able to be a part of this, I want to be a great player, but I always want to leave my impact, and I think I've done that. Todd Graves has been amazing. He loves women's sports. He comes out and sits courtside at our games and supports us, and you love that. I mean, not a lot of women earlier on have gotten the respect that women have gotten right now, so I think we're trying to.
All right. So this is Raising Cane's. Basically, I'm just showing you an example of an NIL deal. Raising Cane's, which is a chicken finger place, I guess. I mean, I see it in Richmond. They've got more and more, but I think they got one in Richmond, one in Chester, and another one up the street. Okay. Yeah. But I don't eat Raising Cane's, and Shaq knows about Raising Cane's. I don't think Shaq eats Raising Cane's either. He might have ate it before, but Shaq said ain't nothing to it. But yeah, whatever. Just showing you that any idea can have you promoting stuff that fast food, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Just for the Benjamins, just for the dollars.
Yeah.
Just for the dollars, yeah.
But she has 17 NIL contracts. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
But out of them 17 NIL contracts, I still say she got a bad agent, because you got 17 NIL contracts. You should have made more than $1.7 million. That don't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not nothing.
But that's either here or there. But what I'm saying is a lot of these athletes are doing deals with a lot of these companies, so forth and like. So I'm just letting you know, that's why I said it can be good, it can be bad. And matter of fact, I'm playing the WNBA draft for tonight actually too as well. So now we'll play.
But like I said, this ain't nothing new though, but they always been having these companies sponsoring these certain teams, the whole organization, It's just the athletes able to get a cut of it now. You know what I'm saying? Now I think they can take those. I think they can take the NIL deals on to the next level with them. Like if they go professional, I think those carry over. I would imagine, and they can turn into endorsements. I think. I don't know. I have to look that up and see. But I don't know. I don't think it's a bad day. I just
want to play.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's what you can get people to promote. But let me play this one video. I'm gonna play one video OJ thing. It's like that's about the money, because this is all about money. This ain't about no
This morning, the battle between O.J. Simpson and the Goldman family continuing even after Simpson's death, centered around the estate of the former football star turned celebrity defendant.
Orenthal James Simpson not guilty.
While Simpson was famously acquitted in the criminal trial over the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman, he was found liable for wrongful death in a 1997 civil suit. The jury ordering Simpson to pay more than $33 million to the victims' families.
The civil verdict was the only opportunity we had to punish him for what he did to Ron and Nicole.
Damages that were never paid in full and have since ballooned to more than $100 million, according to an attorney for Fred Goldman, Ron's father. In a final will drafted in January of this year, Simpson ordered all of his property be placed in a trust. How those assets are distributed will be determined by his longtime attorney, Malcolm Laverne. Now, multiple parties, including the Simpson and Goldman estates, along with the IRS, have already requested payments, according to Laverne. On Friday, Laverne telling the Las Vegas Review-Journal, "I will do everything in my capacity to try and ensure that the Goldmans get nothing." Comments he later walked back in our interview.
Mr. Goldman's claim obviously has to be accepted.
Still, Laverne maintains Simpson's estate likely won't be able to pay the debt in full.
Mr. Goldman's probably going to have to decide whether he's going to be willing to negotiate.
While Simpson's funeral arrangements are still being finalized, Laverne says Simpson's 4 children are discussing a private ceremony for family and friends. And despite multiple requests for the former football star's brain to be examined for the degenerative brain disease CTE, Simpson's family has declined to donate his body to science.
And it's a hard no because the family members are in consensus that the entirety of Mr. Simpson's body will be cremated.
All right, so Jacob, back to the legal battle. What are the next steps there?
Yeah, so Hoda, legal experts expect the final distribution of assets to play out in probate court. But the big task right now is determining what Simpson's belongings and legacy might actually be worth. An example Laverne mentioned to us was looking to see maybe if a collector would be interested in paying top dollar for some of Simpson's last sets of golf clubs or jewelry that he owned. All of that still needs to be determined. By the way, we should note that neither the Brown nor the Goldman families returned our requests for comment, guys.
All right.
Well, Bishop, it's all about the Benjamins.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about Benjamins. They want that money, and they say we're up to $100 million now.
Now, isn't that something? Went from 30-something million to 100 million. Now, they didn't get it when the man's alive. Where do you think they're going to get it now?
But that's what I'm saying, man. They keep saying it's a justice system. You know. But the man was found not guilty in the trial. But you found guilty in a civil suit?
Yeah.
Liable. How can you even pull that off? What was the evidence for the judge to rule in that, or the jury to rule in that state?
The standard is different.
Right.
In the civil suit, it's the preponderance of the evidence. In a criminal case, it's different. The level is higher. You have to prove without a doubt that the person is guilty. In the civil suit, it's preponderance of the evidence. Is there more evidence to say that he did do it than he didn't do it? So it's a different level of obligation.
What's your YouTube?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, but what evidence made also? So the judge have to rule in that, though. The judge have to rule in that situation in the civil, make the judgment that the civil claim is a valid claim, right?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. What evidence did that civil judge see that the criminal judge didn't see that made it a claim to sue for liability?
Didn't do anything. It was a jury for the criminal. So keep in mind when you go before a judge, this is a legal person. This had nothing to do with no because they said the jury was partial and this and that. They were impacted by Johnny Cochran's flair and all that kind of stuff. A judge would not be falling for that stuff. He'll look at the case, period. And just like I say, because the measuring stick is not as hard. See, in the criminal thing, you have to say beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is guilty. In the other case, it's preponderance of the evidence. Do you have enough evidence to say that he was at least liable? See, liable and murder is two different things.
Right.
So they think that he had something to do with it somehow or another. They're not even proving that he actually murdered him, because
But
that
that's what
would
I'm saying.
double
Thinking
jeopardy.
and proving it though. I'm saying, well, what evidence? I'm not saying. I'm just saying, what was the evidence that made the judge swing in a civil
Let me
suit?
say this. Marshall Clark and them had a lot of evidence. What they did do rather, was put Furman on. What they did do was allow OJ to put that glove on
Mm-hmm.
that didn't fit,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that type of thing. The judge ain't gonna do all that stuff. He's gonna look at the case. He's gonna look at all the evidence, then he's gonna rule.
No,
And
I'm
the
talking about
judge is
in a
gonna.
civil case. I'm talking about in a civil case. What evidence
Well,
that?
that's what I'm saying. He's not gonna be. OJ's not gonna be standing there trying to put on a glove in a civil case.
Right. Okay, I get you.
OJ's not
Right.
gonna. Wasn't on trial, so Furman didn't go on the stand in the civil
Right.
case. The things that killed the criminal case for the prosecution did not kill the case in the civil case, because the same situation wasn't there. So you didn't have this racist named Furman sitting on the stand, and you didn't play the tapes that show he called niggers niggers and how he liked to frame them and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Right.
You see, the evidence was not there for that, So they didn't have they just looked at the case. The judge ruled that he believed, and keep in mind, Shaq, and it's true, they were going to get that man because he was acquitted.
Of course. Well, we understand that.
Just like now, anytime you go to jail, you're sentenced to 33 years in jail. Of course, you didn't serve that long, not even there that long, but you were sentenced to 33 years for stealing your own paraphernalia. And the
Yeah,
guy
that's
who carried the gun,
excessive.
got no time.
Now
Yeah,
look,
we
The
know
guy
it
that
was
went in there
set
with
up.
the gun, threatening the people to turn over the stuff, he got no time at all.
Well, we see the imperfections in these so-called legal systems that they refuse to correct. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're not
They
going to
refuse
either.
to correct them. Right? They want to keep that loose neck, that loose tie, so there can be grounds for the gray area. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course, yeah,
At times.
you're absolutely
You
right.
know what I'm saying? It's sickening, man. You know.
Because keep in mind, during the criminal case, most of the jurors were black. So they see, and this is where. So remember when the thing ended? Because I was very much alive. I was a grown man in my 40s, so I know it very well. When it ended, the nation was divided. The blacks were cheering for his acquittal, and the whites were crying and cursing and throwing things at accusing the jurors. They had to be protected because the whites were so upset about it. They just said, you let a murderer free. I mean, it was a mess. Almost a riot
Right.
outside that courthouse. Blacks cheering it, whites,
free and flexible and
angry
creative
and
is
mad
really
and hurt and
essential to what I
everything
wanted
else.
to make, and I didn't
And they
find
swore
it
right
really
then, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. And they got him twice. They got him for the
bringing
civil
up
suit, then they
Philadelphia.
got him for that paraphernalia stuff.
Right.
Bishop, bringing
But
up
see, a
That's one
lot of
thing
Philadelphia.
about
people.
the man. He won't forget anything that was against him. He'll never forget it. He'll get you in the end.
Well, see, a lot of young people was not alive during the time. So,
No,
like you
that's right.
said,
No, 1994. No, you're
it's
right.
good that we had these discussions and go back and actually give facts and details. Because a lot of people weren't alive at the time. People that was born in '95 what this happened in '93 or '95.
94.
95.
94. Yeah.
94,
So
yeah.
anybody that was born in '94, '90, I mean, shit, really 90, because we wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Because keep in mind, the blacks had a problem too. Because
Yeah, they did.
I remember the thing with Rodney King and how that
Right.
was a public thing. I mean, everybody saw how they beat that man almost to death, and the cops
Right.
were let off the hook. And that was 2 years before the O.J. Simpson thing. That was '92. So now you got this jury that's mainly made up of blacks in the Los Angeles area,
Mm-hmm.
remembering the Rodney King incident that
Mm-hmm.
created a riot. And they remember that injustice there. So unless you were going to come up there with something really fantastic, there was no way to dodge it. They were willing to hear something, that would help them acquit this guy.
So let me ask you, as a man of a certain age, and But me and Bernard, we way younger than you, right? Most people probably don't let's listen to this broadcast on probably way younger. What has changed? What give me at least 3 things that you think that has changed from that time point to now within that timeline.
I will tell you something, but I'm gonna let him say it after I play this Philadelphia video in a minute. I'm gonna show you how ain't nothing changed. But
that's what I was gonna say. Farrakhan said in 2001 that during the time of A. Philip Randolph, who predates even Martin Luther King, the issue was jobs, justice, and equality. He said when Martin Luther King came along, because A. Philip Randolph was in the 1940s, when King came along in the 50s and 60s, the issue was jobs, equality. He said, now here it is, 2001, and the job and the issue is still jobs, justice, and equality. And I'm going to say in 2024, it's still economics. If you want to now add it like that, economics, it's still the same issue. Nothing has really changed. There's been a lot of gestures. Yeah, we got Supreme Court justices since the 60s. We had 2 or 3 of them. Got the girl in there now. I mean, symbolically, some things have changed. But if you're talking about we as a people, yeah, now we got athletes that make multi-millions of dollars. When I came along, the highest paid athlete was Richie Allen in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Philly, he made $100,000. Ali was the first one that broke the $1 million barrier. Now fighters and all of them get multi-millions of dollars. And just like you were saying a minute ago, and then endorsements that put them almost to the top of nearly $1 billion these guys get now. In my time, that would be $1 billion. No, there was hardly no billionaires, maybe 1 or 2.
Hey, you sure right.
So nothing has changed to me. Nothing has substantially changed. In fact, I'm gonna say this, and then I'll let you. It's gotten worse because there's no more family. When I came along, the neighborhoods were neighborhoods. Everybody was family. Now I'm in a complex. I don't know. Nobody. I have a complex of 54 families, which means about 200 people, and I may know about 5.
Hey, well, look,
we're no longer together. Go on, Badon.
But hold on. Let me end on this because he made a great point. Even in the height of the NBA with Michael Jordan and the Bulls and stuff, and Magnum, they wasn't making that much money. And even when Jordan was at the height, like your boy, what was it, Krause, the owner of that team, the Bulls.
Yeah.
What did he say? He said they went. Hey, he said he don't believe no athlete, definitely no niggas is worth no damn $2 million or $1 million contract. I don't care how good he was. So yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, man.
Nobody's getting that kind of money. Millions
You
of
sure
dollars.
right.
Hey, look.
If you got $10,000, you're doing good.
Well, because I'm about to get into those 2 topics y'all brought up right there. One, I'm gonna bring up this Philadelphia thing, and my last video gonna be a Dame Dash because Shaq said ain't nothing changed, and this is why ain't nothing changed. But hold on, I'm gonna play something, Bishop. Then they always flip the hands on you all the time, Bishop.
Yep.
Watch this.
Right.
Public property in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia City Council vowed today to prohibit wearing certain facial coverings for the purpose of concealing your identity. This includes schools, parks, and public transportation. The ruling does not apply to people wearing a face covering for religious purposes, as a costume for a holiday or theater, or while participating in a winter sport.
If you've committed a crime, you're going to be fined upwards to $2,000. And so what we're trying to do is create a deterrent for people to realize that you pretty much are not going to be able to go anywhere in the city of Philadelphia, from businesses to public spaces, because businesses already, for the most part, have outlaw ski masks, and now you can't go anywhere else. So why wear them at all?
Anyone caught breaking the rule can be fined $250.
All right, Bishop. Now.
That is.
Now,
I heard that today.
Somebody up to $2,000 for wearing a ski mask, right? But you're the ones who set up the agenda of people being able to wear masks in 2020 with the nonsense, right?
Right.
So now we're gonna do what? We're gonna come back and criminalize it. We're gonna make you pay. for a law that was already on the books anyway. Got you again. Nothing but a soul sapping, get money out your program.
Well, I mean, we got sugar tax here in Philadelphia. Anything that has sugar in it, you have to pay a tax on.
That's highway robbery. But hey, they told you to wear a mask, and now hey, don't wear a mask.
Now that's right. That's right. Now don't wear one. And if you do, you're gonna be fined between $200 and $2,000 if you do wear one.
And as a matter of fact,
ridiculous.
This law that they had like that. I think one of them civil rights groups came out and said that that the young people, they feel like they're getting threats and they scared to walk. One they had some young brothers come out and say that they were scared. They need to wear the ski masks to protect their identity because they scared of getting shot in the street or something like that. There was a lot of things that went down with this thing. But I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But that's what it is, man. I mean, I hate to tell you, man. So, but nevertheless, I'm gonna play the last video. I'm gonna show you something, Chak. You will bring it up. You were bringing it up. I could play this. I wish I could play the whole video, but we'd be on here all day doing that because the hour and 56 minutes long. But this guy talks about it. He also calls hip hop a CIA psyop.
Okay.
But
see, he's the global head of music for YouTube.
Right. So that's the reason why they're suppressing CPMs and they don't give you the full benefit of it. And they're not, YouTube is knocking you. You're on YouTube, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know your CPM?
Yeah.
What is it?
It varies depending on what it is and what companies advertise on.
No. It's programmatic. The CPMs is what the money you get from the commercials that you don't get. So you
55%. If that's what you're saying.
No. Not from YouTube. You do not get 55%. That's impossible. You wouldn't even be able to get accounting from YouTube. You got to get an email and then they have Tuma get to you. So what happens is, and you're a genius, right? You're smart. You've done business, but you're letting them rob you and you don't even know how they're robbing you. And that's how they take advantage. Do you get the benefit of your data? No, not from YouTube or any other social media or third party that you deal with. You don't. You don't have the ad tech. You don't understand it. Most people do not. Right? Because I have a television network and I had to figure out how to do it. I know what programmatic is. I know what it is with ad tech is to have servers and ad tags and ad stacks and waterfalls and all that. I get it now. So what I do know is this. If you're getting a $22 CPM, let's say, you're going to try to figure it out now, right?
Yeah, I am.
So if let's say, generally speaking, if you look at YouTube, they'll be like, you get $3 CPM, right? But you don't know how much they're getting. So they could be getting $23 and they're only giving you $3. No accounting. And again, they're selling your data to advertisers and you don't get the benefit of it. So how smart are you? So that's how they're taking advantage of us. So that's what I had to figure out early. And then I let everyone, even including yourself and everyone else that's in the game and doesn't know how to get paid in the language they speak and don't understand that you're trusting Lior with your CPMs and he's taking full advantage of you. So that's why I had to build my own. Because I don't care how much money I make. I want to know how much money you make off me and how you get it. So if you're giving me $10, you must be making $100. And I'm not going to do all the work, walk on and be a Johnny and be a sucker and then have to compromise my integrity to get just 10% of what I use. So you got to look back at my past. I'm the guy that was saying, yo, you should own your masters. If you go back to the other Breakfast Club interview, in 2000, whatever it was, and I'm like, yo, calling Charlemagne a chatty patty, and I'm telling everybody, I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying, well, you have a job, invest in your dream, or you a sucker because you're working for somebody else's dream. And I know you got to pay the bills, but there's 8 hours, there's 24 hours in a day. 8, you working. You got 16 to do other things.
It's interesting to me that this guy goes from there to not being YouTube global head of music.
Yeah, because he knew how to rob music. He invented the 360.
Yeah.
So now he knows how to rob. Digital is a whole new world.
It is. I mean,
AI. So think about this. Like I said, I do this thing with the principal. A teacher and a principal right now did not get taught about AI, CPM, Web3, or any of the futuristic things that are happening now in school. So how are they going to teach a student? How could the student be smarter than the teacher right now? And that's what's happening.
But that's the case still.
I know. So then how are they still teaching?
Right.
So he understood the game enough. The reason why the 360 deal was made was he was so mad that they couldn't get no money from Rockaware because I named it Rockaware, not Rockefeller, so they couldn't benefit from the name. but people still knew the symbolism. They knew what it was.
So it wasn't owned by Rockefellers, two separate companies, separate entities?
Fuck yeah.
And then you had the structure with Jay-Z as the same structure as, like, was it a 50-50 type of deal?
Yeah, between me and him, and then whoever
got
was
it.
See, the thing is, if I would have known better back then, I would have just licensed. I wouldn't have split the brand, but you got to learn. You live and you learn. But also, you didn't mention I put Rachel Roy on, which is high fashion. I put Kevin Hart on. I put Lee Daniels on. In every vertical, it's not just a music. I put people on in every vertical. So the biggest comedian right now, even though he's the shortest, would be Kevin Hart, and he won't help. And look who's running in music. And in TV, Lee Daniels. You know what I mean? In fashion, Rachel Roy. I've made $100 million companies in every vertical, but the problem is,
what's your net worth today?
Zero zip. It's all in the street. Zip. Period.
When you say zip, you mean everything is in paper right now?
Every single thing I got is in my dreams. I don't hold no money. There is no net worth. But
I mean, if Rockaware was doing $700 million a year, if you combine all your companies right now, what would you say the revenue is today?
That's gross. That's not net.
No, I know that's the gross.
Billions.
Today?
Oh, now I don't know what Rockware's doing. We sold it. And again,
no. What I'm asking is, where are you at today? Like all these things that you have going on right now.
Right now, the volume of America New, zero. Not zero. We have 50,000 downloads in a couple of.
Got it.
But without raising money. Right now, I'm investing in my vertical. So I have 8 verticals and 8 companies. How would I evaluate it? Well, if I were to say that America New has 50,000 downloads, and I would say the extra strategy would be $100 per download or person that downloads it. That's what I would evaluate. Everyone has a different evaluation. And $5 million, it would be 50 million. 100 times 50,000.
50,000 times $100.
Yeah.
50,000 times $100 is $5 million.
Oh, so then that would be worth $5 million. So whatever. So then, if you look at what the book sold, it's first, and this is year one, like year, 6 months in, 3 months in. Book first year, 60,000 books, but there's a whole franchise, the catalog that I have, all of those things.
So if you like this clipping.
So basically that's Dame Dash. You can get it on Patrick Bevan Dame and Valuetainment channel, just talking about how YouTube is robbing these artists. And me and Shaq been talking about this many times in the rap industry. Lion Cohen, matter of fact, Lion Cohen, Shaq said he didn't know who Dame Dash was, but obviously Dame Dash know who he is. Somebody lying. Lion Cohen. That's why I call him Lion Cohen. And Bishop, he another one of them guys that says, as long as we making the money. As a matter of fact, Bishop, Lion Cohen said, when asked about Charlemagne the God, he was asked, you know that you make a lot of money promoting basically death culture.
Play the video. I'm going to play the video because they probably think you're lying. I don't know if they... Hey, Bishop.
Hey.
No, we don't. They like receipts.
Hey, look, man. I got you, man. Well, Bishop, he said, basically that I don't know Dame Dash. I don't know anything about him, but he said that I got a family to feed, and he basically said that, hey, I'm not, just because I know I'm selling bad music to your kids, hey, it is what it is. I gotta make my money.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah. That's what Charlemagne said.
No, that ain't what Charlemagne said. That's what this Jew boy said.
Oh, okay. I got you. For Charlemagne.
But I think the course of the crack epidemic. I don't know what's this opioid thing, man.
Well, being a crackhead wasn't cool back then. Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
Don't you think that's hypocritical though? You're saying the
It's
opioid problem's a problem.
opportunistic. Yeah, I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him. So
y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
Come
money.
on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So,
All right now, Bishop. Do you really believe that he don't know these guys, man?
You know he knows those guys. He knows them.
Oh,
He lying.
Line Cohen. That's what I call him. They call him Line. I call him Line Cohen. You don't know who Dame Dash
I don't know him.
is.
I don't know him. I just don't know him.
Hey, Dame Dash. Hey, Bishop, in that video I played Dame Dash before that, Dame Dash know who he was.
See? They know each other. Those guys know each other.
YouTube music.
Hey, we call doing the two-step right there, Bishop. He doing the juice step. Juice stepping. He doing the juice step. Damn.
Line Cohen.
Forget you, forgot you, never thought about you. Remember you said it back in the day?
Yep.
Forget you, forgot you, never thought about you. How the rest of that go? At the beginning of
That's right.
He's a liar, Bishop. And I just proved to you that lying Jew boy is a liar. But he did tell the truth for one thing. They asked him, why would you sell this product if you know it's harmful and it's promoting death culture? And what he say? I'm an opportunist. I got people to feed.
Yep. See. Yep. He told the truth
I'm
there.
taking talent over issue.
He told the truth there.
So, Bishop, I'm gonna say it one more time, like we always say. We don't care if you know we run the media, hip hop industry.
That's right.
Matter
As long as we keep on doing it.
We run the orange juice industry. As long as we keep running it, we don't give a damn. That's all they want to do is keep running it.
And keep on running it. That's how long we keep on running. I don't care whether you know it or not. You can know it all you want to.
And Bishop, he actually let you know that, yeah, I'm running this thing and I'm going to make money.
That's right.
Now,
I got a family to feed and I got a mouth to feed.
With any kind of men, they would have said, they gave him that little softball answer, like, well, why you doing it then?
Yeah, right, yeah. They always softball.
But
keep in mind, Bernard, remember, BET's run by who? Paramount. And who's Paramount's CEO? Her name is what's her name? Suzenberg. Oh, Suzenberg. Okay, Ashkenazi Jew. That's his boss. That's who pays his check. Writes his check. He ain't gonna say nothing against them, cause he got a family to feed too.
Now look, Bishop. You know what? Look. I'm gonna bring out. I gotta do it, Bishop, because I've been pulling it up for a long time. I've been holding off, but I gotta do it because this is the Democrats' new toy. Okay?
Yep.
I want you to hear this. Not that fool. But I want you to see the Democrats' new toy they got. It's I guess it's a woman, but it could be a man. Hold on, let me keep it going. I'm gonna pull this up for you because this is what. Now, I'm gonna show you something, Bishop, and I know your people out there in Philadelphia that's in their 70s would be appalled if they saw this. Bishop, I'm about to let you know they'd be appalled. They would be appalled because I'm gonna just bring it all up.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Pull that trigger.
Let me pull this up. Anybody want to call in? They still got a chance to call in. I just go in. I'm hitting it heavy because there's some funny stuff. There's some bull crap going on.
And I was prepping the other day, and I couldn't even prep for this show because I was reading about you on Twitter. and I was like, everybody was blowing on my phone. Did you see what's going on Twitter? So tell me, why did you feel the need to pop up on JT so hard?
Everything just always everything at the end of the day, that they gonna motherfucker end.
Yeah, hello. and it's all the truth though. You enter with the purse.
Everything is everything.
Listen, and then I gotta talk to you about Megan Thee Stallion and the new track. So tell me all about working with her on such a great song.
I love Megan. She's a wonderful person. She's so fun. This my girl. You know what I'm saying? And I taught her how to twerk.
Oh no, for real?
Yeah,
you taught that how to twerk.
I taught her how to twerk. Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing.
It might seem crazy, but it's true.
That's a lot of skills you got, Glow.
Yeah.
And then you also got to talk to me about meeting Joe Biden. How was that whole experience?
I'm super blessed. I had so much fun that day. Like I was just on cloud nine that day. Like it was everything.
And did you know when you were in that moment was gonna go so viral because it was like it just hit everybody in the chest so hard? Did you know that was gonna come out of your mouth?
I mean, I just spoke my truth.
Because what's the truth? That at the end of the day
got to end.
And you know what?
Did I lie?
You did not lie.
I did.
And what are you excited about coming from you in the future?
I'm working on. Well, I'm not working on my album coming real soon, right after my mixtape. Make sure y'all go run that mixtape up first. Oh, I know that's right.
Yeah, Glow. Willie Jones
right.
over there, he on Beyonce album.
Okay.
He hyping you up.
Yeah, I love that. I love him. Oh God.
Well, we love you at Billboard. Thank you so much.
Hey, come on, man. We just fucking this shit, man. Hey, come on, Bishop now. The Bishop, why you asking somebody about Joe Biden and the music? Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought it was such a great honor. I was so privileged. He's a great man. Get out of my face.
Hey,
That man can't even put two.
Hey, funny shit, man. Hey, look, man.
Joe Biden.
Oh my God. Hey, yo. Hey, and Miss Dawson, she calls them people. I'm just letting you know. I mean, hey, look. But look. Bishop, now you're in your 70s. You heard of a woman named Tamron Hall, haven't you?
Yes.
Oh, you have. Well, guess what? Look who's on.
Oh, look at her.
Tamron Hall.
Gloria.
There he is. Glorilla.
We are back to Hip Hop Star. Everybody is talking about Glorilla, aka Big Glow. Hip hop is having this reckoning led by a young group of unapologetic female hip hop artists. So let's dig into this part here.
All right.
You have people who are already saying the wave of female hip hop over and then apologizing because recognizing that that's just not true.
Right.
But there are folks who criticize the tattoos, the style, the changing of the hair, all of these things that make hip hop great.
Right.
But women still get criticized. I love a quote that you said, I'm paraphrasing it. You said so much pressure on women artists. There's so much pressure on women artists, but men kind of walk out and they get to rap.
Right. Like it's different. It's the pressure different because a male rap can just go out there, rap, walk across the stage and just say their lyrics. They can just wear anything. Extremely big clothes. Nobody gonna say nothing. It might be cute to them. We gotta have her on point. Right. Like we can't have a toenail, a nail off. They're gonna have something to say.
And that comes with different
It's hard to put it into words. When I try, not
Right.
We gotta have a
It's true.
performance.
And that comes with different financial pressure. I tell people, even as a journalist, when I was in local news, the guy would sit next to me in the same suit. He might change his tie.
Right.
But if I wore the same dress even twice, I was
Exactly.
getting obliterated. If my hair wasn't perfect, or I'm in front of a murder scene and they're noticing that my lipstick's on my teeth. And I'm like, is that what you noticed? You didn't notice what was behind me.
Exactly.
But that also comes with extra financial. My first job, I made $14,500. Almost all of that went from me going to Ross Dress for Less, having to buy suits and buy clothes because news didn't cover it. So your expenses come out of what you are making.
Exactly.
And that costs more than a guy walking out on stage in just a t-shirt. No diss to anybody walking out on stage with t-shirt.
Exactly. Like the glam is so high.
Yeah.
And so then also we got to have choreography. We can't just walk back and forth on the stage.
So there's extra people on the team you have to bring in.
Exactly. So it costs more, most definitely, for a female performance, because we're gonna actually give a show. I feel like so it's more pressure on us because they expect more out of us than they do with males.
But you don't crack under pressure.
No, I
and
don't
that's
crack.
why
I'm gonna give what they want.
Give what they want. Give what they want. All right. So 3 days after your visit to the White House, there I was watching CNN, which I don't often do. I actually just try to not watch any news lately. I turned on, my friend Laura Coates was anchoring, and they said, Glorilla's coming up on the show. We'd already booked you on our show. So I was like, okay, wait a minute. What's she doing on our show? You were asked about President Biden, and it was a political question. We have your answer. Let's play it.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, talk politics, but I love the president, you know what I'm saying? I love everybody, and at the end of the day gotta end.
Wait. So here's the deal. First of all, I have a couple of tattoos, not as many. I wanted to get at the end of the day gotta end. One most epic. But I actually thought, and I know Laura, she was being fair, but I do, and I admire your answer, because so often people are pulled into conversations you're not ready to have. You shouldn't turn down an invitation to the White House, no matter who you support. And in time, you find your voice. But this went viral. Some people thought you were not being responsible. You should be advocating voting, all of these pressures. When you look back at that moment, what were you thinking when you said at the end of the day they got in?
I was just feeling like the day still got to end.
Did I lie? You did not lie. And I love Laura because I often put myself, because we're live right now, and I put myself in someone else's situation, and I know she was like, what? High school, your middle school, you donated like $20,000. Your high school, you returned $25,000.
Yeah.
I know that you're giving from your heart, but I also know there is pressure when you're the one who makes it out. Like your.
All right, let me stop this thing. Hold on. Damn, what the hell on speaker? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh yeah. You know what? Hold on. Let me try something right quick. Hold on. I'm trying to get this thing on speaker. I don't know if I can. Wow. I tell you what. Because I cracked this phone last. No. Because I cracked this phone this other phone last week, and it ain't let me slide down speaker. Just call me on my regular cell phone. Don't worry about it. All right. That worked. Damn. What else ain't let me hang up though? Oh well. Hold on, bitch. That was Miss Dawson. Calling. I guess she wanted to say something, but there we go. I got it. That worked. Go ahead. Hey, how you doing? Now? Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me, Bishop?
Yep.
All right, go ahead. Hear me? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Wow.
Tamara Hall ought to be embarrassed, huh?
She ought to be ashamed of herself.
That's why I played it for Bishop.
To the all-time low. Them Jew boys got them out there on hot goddamn coals. with Lucy Sharpe. I mean, this is ridiculous. And then let me tell you something, BJ. I remember that name kept ringing a bell of me.
What, Tamara Hall?
That chick, that Laura Coates lady who went, she went on, she used to be on Sirius XM. She used to be a part of Urban, what it used to come on? Urban X, something like that on Sirius XM. But I had to cancel my membership because I didn't like that bulldagger lesbian, undercover lesbian. What is her name? The one that be running with the professor. What is her name? God darn. I'm drawing a blank, y'all. I'm sorry.
Wait, they done made Tamara Hall. They done made Tamara Hall about anecdote.
And then the board, I think Laura Coates will come on after Joe Madison. And then that bulldagger, Karen Hunter. That's her name. Karen Hunter, the gay, the lesbian, Butch, and then you had Armstrong Williams, who was the best, and they did him so bad. If y'all knew the behind the scenes how they did Armstrong Williams, and he had the most popular show because he did both sides. You know, he didn't care if you was a Republican or Democrat, but it was a forum where people could learn things and voice their opinions. And then after that, Godfrey would come on, but you know, Godfrey didn't last too long because he was too, you know, acting like our people and caping for our culture people too much. So, you know, the Godfrey didn't last long on there. But he had a good show too. But they didn't got that damn Laura Coates.
Now that's Tamara Hall right here now.
Yeah, I know, but that CNN, I'm just talking about her because it finally dawned on me who she was.
Gotcha.
But Tamara Hall, her show's still on. She got a long way. I mean, and then is she still with her daddy? Her Jew daddy?
I don't know, baby. They making them kiss the ring of Glorilla right now. So
they got them tip to toe running around here on hot coals.
They bad, ain't they? Woo!
It's sad. It really, really is sad. But I don't want to, you know, hold up your show about that, BJ. It's just embarrassing.
No. You're right. No. No. You stay right there. Just stay right there for a minute. Just stay right there because I paused it, and right here on MLK College Prep High School, they telling you all these donations in Gorilla. So this year donated $25,000 to MLK College Prep High School. So now they got the rappers donating to these schools, which means they probably gonna come talking to these schools.
They can come on campus with their ghetto hood.
There you go.
Gotcha.
I'm looking at it right here. And now, and at the end of this video, her dad gonna come on and talk about how proud he is of his daughter and things like that. Like, oh my God.
Is that really her father?
That's what we need to be asking.
I don't trust nothing these people say. They are paid actors and actresses from what I
as I was playing earlier with Cam Newton and Shannon Sharpe. They got Shannon Sharpe doing the same thing. Bringing up whatever happened at Auburn. Cam Newton said he didn't get paid, but why you got to go in there and bring it up? Then you got Glorilla talking about he sold weed at a Nike factory, worked at Checkers and all this stuff. You got Angel Reese for doing raising canes and all this other bullshit. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, matter of fact, she did get drafted number 7 tonight by the Chicago Sky. So props, whatever. But here's the deal. We got a lot of what I was letting Bishop see. Bishop, and I was telling you, this Glorilla is the Democrats' new play toy they about to use.
Okay, that's okay. I got you. She's the new Cardi B.
Well,
get some lessons like Beyonce needs some too. She will get on it too. You know, she been doing anything she can read.
Well,
how they gonna get these people to work on these people? Where is y'all PR people? Work on these people. They language. Work on their grammar. Everything. You know, I'm not little ghetto bitch.
No, that's all good, man.
I call Meg the Stallion the twerk. That's all you got to offer.
Oh my God.
I will say, you know, I call them persons because you know I think they M to the A to the N.
Hey, but you know it's funny y'all mentioned Cardi B and this Glorilla chick, right?
And I'm keep saying it.
All right, well look.
It's funny y'all mentioned that.
I don't see it.
So go ahead, BJ. I can't.
Well, I'm about to. All right, well, take your time. Thanks for calling.
Hey,
I got you.
Hey, you know what?
Go ahead.
It's funny I mentioned the Cardi B and Gorilla, right? I told you I seen the clip of Cardi B saying that her grandfather, back in the days, was doing some dealings in Memphis, you know, big drug dude, right? And stepped out on her grandmother and had a child. And she alleged that child was Gorilla's father. So they were related.
Yeah, that's right. Right, you're right, Chak. They Gorilla and Cardi B are half. Gorilla is her biological half.
Wait a minute, stay right there, Bishop. Because her last name is Woods. They say she also got some relation to Tiger Woods.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or his last name is Woods. Or somebody's last name.
Right.
But here's the deal. Whatever the case may be, right? It go to show you now. I want to break this down though, because bitch, you see that donation, $25,000, right?
Right.
Now, if you donate to this school, I guarantee you they show up in one of these schools. Why you donating to school for?
Mom said, when you're the one who makes it out, you don't want people to think you've forgotten them.
Right.
You don't want them to think you've felt you've lost them. And I'm sure, like I tell people, for me, I know there are other people who could be a better talk show host, but for whatever reason, God put me here.
Exactly.
And so
you the biggest.
But when I saw that you donated to the middle school and the high school, I felt you were saying, Gloria, hallelujah, saying, I know God put me here to help other people too.
Mm-hmm. Right. I do feel like that because, well, with my donation to my schools, I always wanted somebody to do that when I was in school.
Yeah.
And so I just felt the need to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I
love it. I love it. All right, I have to clear up a couple of rumors here. The rumor is Cardi B is your cousin. Cardi was on something and she said that somebody in her family went to somewhere and had a one-night stand and that person is your dad. Is that true?
Cardi is my cousin.
Is she your cousin?
Yeah.
Is Lil Uzi Vert your cousin?
Lil Uzi Vert's my cousin. I'm gonna stick without him.
Okay. Do you know the more cousins you start having, the more people start asking for loans and help?
But she's lying.
I'm not
She's
the cousin
lying.
to ask for these. I don't get it.
She's lying about Cardi B.
What do you hope for
She
next?
actually did that,
Acting?
Bernard.
What's
Huh? Say again?
She lied because Tamara asked her a question. She said, "Did your father have an affair with that?" And she said, "Oh no, she's my cousin." Now keep in mind, a cousin can't be that, but a half niece can, because that's really her half niece. That's not her cousin. That's her half niece. Okay, but she wanted she dodged Tamara's question because the cousin can't be related to the father. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
This cheating thing couldn't have happened and be a cousin. This cheating thing produced a daughter who's her half aunt.
That's a funny shit, ain't it?
Next on the glow up list.
This slick.
Yes, I do want to start acting, but I kind of play too much. But I still want to do it. I want to try it. I want to become a mogul. And so, I want to be a billionaire like Rihanna. Like, you know how she did her? You know how she started her music career and then committed to being a billionaire, so.
I love it. Well, listen, a lot of people are rooting for you. I saw this funny video of you and your hairstylist. Jonathan Wright is your stylist. Johnny Wright is mine. I could see a beauty line. This is going. This is how real. You've got so many projects on the way. That's that. Before we go, a lot of people are rooting for you, but one person wanted to leave a special message for you. That's my southern accent. Can't get the special out. Take a look here.
Okay.
I'm the father of Glorilla, otherwise known as my baby, Gloria Woods. I am very proud of my daughter. She has risen from humble beginning to going to the White House. I am extremely proud of Gloria, and may she have many, many more days of success.
I'm about to choke in this motherfucker. Hey, yo, cut this shit off. This shit is crazy as hell. Come on, man. What the hell is going on? Hey, Shaq, what in the hell? Well, you said last time white Americans going on. What the hell is black Americans going on right now with this bullshit, man?
Hey, man, that's a proud father, man. What you talking about? His daughter's aspiring to be a billionaire like Rihanna.
Man, bullshit,
Huh?
man. Now, he was. Now, I don't know, man. It's just weird. Hey, look, man, give me a break. God damn. Look, man. All right, man. I'm done, man. Forget the rant. But I'm done, man. funny, man. But hey, she did say,
but you know what? She will be a great cousin, right? Yeah, she will be because her father would be her grandfather's child, and his child would be her. That would be niece. That would be a cousin, right?
It's a wild
Great
stuff going
cousin.
on in this place.
Huh?
No, that would be because I'm a genealogist. That's my thing. I do genealogy, and what I know is now how and almost how they're related. It's it's going to be the way she said it. It's the grandfather. Now the grandfather would be the father of her father.
Question.
Go on. You playing the clip?
Mm. Now, well,
They
I'm gonna
big.
show you something, Bishop, because I'm letting you know.
Mhm.
A lot of transplants is coming.
But hold on. Let him finish the genealogy because I want to hear this genealogy because
Debut opposite Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on, okay.
The way I understand it, she explained that her grandfather lived in Tennessee, and for some time he was dealing with somebody over there, something her grandmother didn't know. Okay, now if that's her, if they share the same grandfather, but they don't but it's on the father's side, so that's going to be a half niece. Okay, that's her half. They're related as far as that's concerned. If the grandfather, let me see. Now who is the half niece? I gotta figure this out. I'll figure it out another time. Go on, but all right. I'll figure it out though. I'll figure it out.
Hey.
I might even say it on Wednesday.
Well,
How they
anyway,
really
you
related.
say she related it. That ain't Lil Lucifer. That's Lil Lucifer. That's Lil Lucifer.
hold on. Hey, Bishop, you do genealogy? Tell me like
Yeah.
the trees and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
How
go
much you
all the way back
charge
to
to
my
do
family
that?
to the 1600s. I can go back to the 1600s of my family.
How much you charge to do that?
We'd work something out. You know me and you, Chak.
Yeah, man. We talk behind the scene. Yeah, I'm gonna do some genealogy, dog. I get with
We
you.
can work something out. I've done
All
everybody
right.
genealogy.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
In Spike Lee's High and Low remake. In a surprising turn of events, the music industry sensation, Ice Spice, is set to make her acting debut. The artist will be sharing the screen with none other than the legendary actor, Denzel Washington, in the upcoming remake of High and Low. The film is being directed by the acclaimed filmmaker, Spike Lee. Ice Spice, known for her chart-topping hits and electrifying performances, has always expressed her interest in exploring different avenues of the entertainment industry. This announcement marks a significant milestone in her career as she ventures into the world of acting. The original High and Low, a gripping crime thriller, has been a favorite among cinema enthusiasts. With Spike Lee at the helm of the remake, expectations are high. Lee, known for his unique storytelling and impactful narratives, has expressed his excitement about working with both Washington and Ice Spice. Denzel Washington, an Oscar-winning actor, is renowned for his powerful performances. His involvement in the project has already generated a buzz in Hollywood. The addition of Ice Spice to the cast adds a new dynamic, making the film one of the most anticipated releases of the year. Ice Spice's fans are eagerly awaiting her acting debut. Given her charismatic stage presence and immense talent, there is little doubt that she will bring a fresh and exciting perspective to the film. The production of High and Low is set to begin later this year. As we wait for more updates, one thing is certain, this film is set to be a high point in the career.
So what I'm saying, Bishop, and the next time I come on, I'm gonna talk about this woman with this unlicensed dentistry in Chicago. I ain't got all the details on it, but it's a woman with an unlicensed dentistry in Chicago. So I got to bring that to you. But that's gonna be the last video of the night. But I'm just bringing this up, man. I mean, we got a lot of BS going on. I'm just showing you these will be the new toys they're gonna throw at us every year. They brought out Ice Spice with Super Bowl. Now you got to move with Spike Lee. Glorilla out there on CNN. You got this one, that one. They better start throwing them out there like wildfire. Remember 2020?
So you ain't bring up the school up in Chicago, huh? No, was it? That was in Chicago, wasn't it?
What school?
With Dame Dash, Fred Hampton was up there.
Oh, you talking about the Dame Dash video?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I gotta bring that up right quick. I got to bring that up because
Yeah, man. A lot of people probably ain't seen that yet. It ain't really.
Yeah, I gotta bring that up because I
Yeah.
was thinking about Dame Dash and I couldn't remember exactly. Well, I could remember what it was, but I gotta make sure. Whoa. Oh, now my browser done blocked my screen. Yo, y'all some suckers, man. Tonight, man. Come on, man.
And you done talked about them with Frank calling them Creed people.
Hey, man, I know y'all not gonna be that daggone. Y'all not gonna be that foul to a brother, man. I know you're not gonna do that, man. I mean, it's been a
Hey,
great
look,
show.
your phone might not work in the morning.
Well, I get weird numbers calling me all day anyway, so what the hell? You know, it was a video today.
I told you got to hit him with it.
What?
You got to hit him with the shalom. They just hang right up when I hit him. I greet him with shalom. How you doing, my brother?
They must be blowing Islamophobic or something. I guess that's not agreed. Where is this Dame Dash video in here? I know I got this video in here. Because the Dame Dash with my boy name, Fred Hampton anyway. So yeah. Oh yeah, Bishop, he got a good point. This is a hell of an album. If I gotta go way down the page to find this. All right, let me find it. Yeah, because I had to connect my face. Whoa, here we go with that nonsense again. I had to connect my Facebook back to what is this Dame Dash video? I know I got it because
Yeah, I definitely send it to you too, like probably like Instagram or something.
I found it. This it. I think it's it. I know it's it. It's got to be it. And my buddy
saying no names, no jails, nothing, but now I got to. So we here in Chicago.
That's not block the doorway.
You want me to?
We can come away from the doorway. So
You don't mind me saying the name of this? You don't. Pardon me, brother. You mind me saying the name?
No,
I'm on live.
No, for sure.
Because we had the kids jail and they're not letting us in. They told the senator no. And we all here just to expose or bring awareness to the injustice of what's going on with these children. And they so guilty. It's almost like we the police and they trying to hide the drugs. So the senator said to let us in, the senator. And they saying no to the senator because they don't want us to see what's going on. Now, I've been there a couple of times. And I already saw it. I can't unsee it. And when I was there, it wasn't no problems. So only 4 of us was going up there. And everyone that was going up there has a reason to be up there. And I don't know why the assumption is, there would be some kind of a riot or ruckus unless there's some guilt. It's like a criminal saying, I know I'm going to get arrested if you come up here. But that's not what we on. We just want things to change. But what I need to know is why they won't let us in, why they won't listen to the senator, And I don't know if you want to be seen or not, but we out here, and we have real lineage. Brothers here. Yeah. I got his father hanging on the wall, pause and what's up, no doubt.
Fred Hampton Jr. He's a good guy. I've met him when I was in Chicago. Good brother. He's been on my show before, matter of fact.
Everything is good, and again, it ain't about a problem. It's about bringing awareness to a situation where they're torturing our kids, modern day medieval torture. Some of these kids ain't seen the light of day. They ain't been outside in over a year. They got these kids taking showers and drinking out of mop buckets next to molded water with mice running around.
Yeah.
And if they say something, they got the nerve to put a kid in the room and pull his dreads out with their hair, with their hands, and then they're not educating, they drugging them up. And they expect them not to come back? No, they want them to come back, but they shouldn't get tortured.
Yeah.
These kids are traumatized, and there is no therapy up there from anyone with any color, or not even a male figure up there. So when I first went up there, it was only white people, white women giving black kids therapy, and that seems intentional.
Right.
So they brought the bicycle cops out. I'm not mad at them. You know, they doing their job.
We're peaceful.
Everyone's peaceful. What we gonna do? We gonna bug out next to a jail. We don't want to go right there. And then when we was in there, they tried to lock us in. So, you know, I'm just bringing the awareness. I want everybody to bring awareness. What's the name of the school?
IYC Chicago.
And
IYC Chicago.
IYC?
Illinois Youth Center Chicago.
Illinois Youth Center Chicago. This is a warehouse. Look at this shit. It ain't no windows. It ain't no windows. Look at this. These kids, they got no windows. That's the address right there. You see the bullet holes in there? This shit is right on the street. It's right on the street. So I don't see how they expect these kids to ever get better. They want them to get worse. The recidivism rate is 90%. Look, let me show y'all the bullet hole. Look at this shit. Look at the window. How you gonna have people? How anybody human could be in that?
Somebody shot at that building 3 years ago.
You don't. Yeah. You give animals have windows. How you gonna put a kid in a box? This shit look like a big court. You see the kid? Bullet holes.
That's a bullet hole. That's second window. That's been like that for 3 years.
So, you know, instead of talking about shit, we trying to fix shit, and we try to. Like literally, the senator told them to let us in. A representative of the senator is here. Like, yo, the senator let me in. Let us in. We arranged it. All they did was call the police on us. We got doctors out here, principals out here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing that. You can't assume because we upset or, you know, not satisfied about what's going on that there's going to be violence and we're going to end up in there. We're not getting into that. You know, we're dealing with this in a logical way. I just need to know why. That's it. You know? So while we talking about other people's problems and bullshit, we have real situations where our children are being tortured and trained to come back and teach their kids to come back. And just while a man in the jail, you can't raise his child. You know, then what happens? He ends up in the jail with his child. So again, we trying to fix things. Again, and I wasn't trying to call out no names. What was homie's name that wouldn't let us in? Hurley.
He's assistant superintendent of operations.
Assistant Superintendent Hurley.
He's responsible
not
for
let us in.
building being in a
He might be the one. So me, you know, I know where I'm from. It just sounds like somebody cooking the books, and I'm gonna say allegedly, so I don't get a lawsuit. But that's just what it looks like. So if every kid's supposed to get 1.2 or over that a year per bed, why they got to pay for their own toilet paper? I don't get that.
$12 million. $12 million. I'm a principal. $12 million is going towards the medication of one psychiatrist and all white female therapists. Nothing against that, but we need to have a black perspective.
Gotcha.
In addition to that, for this hellhole, it's $1 million a year, over $100,000 a month. To lease the facility. It's $1 million.
$88,000 a month.
Yeah,
that's what that is, man. $88,000. Trust me. And this is ridiculous. Not even a window. If you go in, the phone is still an old 1970s push button phone off top. You know, that's just a signal of what's going on. But when you go upstairs, it's like, it's sad. So they trying to clean things up, obviously, but it's so bad you can't put a Band-Aid on that. And it's dangerous for the adults and the kids to be in there because there's mold. So we all know what mold does. So they got to shut, you know, at least check that school.
They had me investigated. They had me investigated as a principal because of the exposure to the biological warfare on our youth. And the fact that they give it melatonin and clonidine, which clonidine affects your nervous system, and it also affects the young person's ability to procreate. Now, if you couple that with psychotropic medication, how does that have long-term implications on our youth's ability to be able to live a productive life? Since I've been here in the 5 years, I've lost over 18 students in a span of 5 years. 80% of the students return within 2 to 3 months. And so there's a biological warfare. There's a fail-proof 3 strikes and you're in is what's going on with our young people. And so it's antiquated. We need an overhaul. As a matter of fact, the governor's is willing to sit down with us and have a conversation. And all we want is to have a conversation. We want to have oversight from now on that this will never happen again. Because right here in plain sight, our kids are hidden in plain sight. It's a youth that transferred from IYC Harrisburg. He came here and they pulled his braids out his head. I thought he had wingworm. but they pulled his braids out his head. Another youth from RYC Harrisburg, which I'm asking the governor to launch an investigation because a youth that transferred to our facility with handcuffs uses brass knuckles. So these are atrocities that's happening behind these closed doors. And I'm one principle, I'm not afraid. I'd rather leave standing up than on my knees.
Well, so, as a human being, you can't look the other way for a check. If you're a human being and you see children getting beaten, mistreated, and you look the other way, what kind of person are you? And you don't want to turn into that kind of person. So this is just him being human. You know what I mean?
So kudos to Dame Dash, because Dame Dash and I met at all school grounds, and I want to give a shout out to the president who came from New York in a day. He came in a day. In a day. Yes, sir. In a day. The president came down in a day. So I want to definitely give it up to Dr. McKeesey for representing us to all school grounds, for the support they've given me from my New York family. I got all the love in the world for McKeesey and my brother Dane, who's never always about my
Here's
side.
the thing, strategically, this man knows how to make a school run. He's curated hundreds of principals, so he could go in that jail and tell them what they're doing wrong. So we come up with a solution. We're not coming with like any like, you know, we're mad. We're like, look, this is what's going on. Let's get the education right. So we're bringing the president of the OSG and to come and just tell us what you could do to make this better, but you won't even let us in the door. So it wasn't no cameras out here until you didn't let us in the door. So why are you making? And I'm hoping that somebody, I don't know if they got service in there, but somebody tell somebody, man, like y'all making it hot for yourself. I wasn't saying no name. Right. I just wanted to get fixed. Right. But I'm not gonna sit there and let you do that to our kids. I got kids, right. And those kids, the way they traumatize, it makes a kid that's not traumatized when they're around them, they gonna be traumatized. So if your kid ain't going through nothing, you don't want them to go through something by some kid that is going through something. So keep yourself safe, you know. But you can't ignore this until you don't ignore this till this is your child. You know, we wonder why there's a cycle that keeps going on and on and on. It's intentional. Anything is doctors, there's politicians. They're not dumb. Doing it on purpose. So any cycle that happens over and over again is done on purpose. So it seems like they don't want change. So we coming in with a solution and they're not letting us in. It just makes things suspicious. And we got to call your name. We just want to know why. That's true. You know, ain't nobody beefing. We ain't got to beef. There ain't those times. You know what I mean? It's just making and bringing awareness. I want your kids to ask you how you keep that job. Why you didn't? If you got a child, why you didn't let them in? Your kid should ask you that. You know what I mean? So this is the awareness that I think we need to be leveraging. Y'all tell everybody and go into your market and check the kids' jail and see if they let you in. Because I suspect if this is happening here, it's happening everywhere. But if we could bring the awareness here, hopefully we make it hot for everybody. But y'all can't keep torturing our kids just so that you could keep those beds filled. You know, a hotel, people want return customers. This is independent sector. This ain't nothing but a hotel without windows. They want return customers. But it shouldn't be at the expense of us. You got to see these kids, man. I want to bring my wife in there because I don't want her to have to get the therapy the next day. It's that bad. And it's not safe to walk in there because of the mold. So y'all know what black mold does. This black mold, you got to move out. Whether it's Beverly Hills or it's in the prison, you got to get out. Everybody in there is exposed. So them kids got to be tested. The whole staff got to be tested. And I just think there's a lot of exposure for a lot of lawsuits. You know, because what will happen is you get pregnant and your kid will have it, and the kid will have mold in the system. I've seen it happen. You know, people die from that. But having to drink water out of a moldy mop bucket is demeaning. A kid should never have to think that it's all right to use. It's not. You don't even make a dog drink out of a dirty mop bucket. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just hard not to say something, but it's really harder not to do something. So that's why we're down here, period. So we bring in awareness, tell everybody, these jails, and this particular one, we down here trying to help. The senator told him to let us in, and he won't even listen to the senator. So now we got to call the governor, and we'll see what happens.
We need solutions to these cruel and harsh conditions.
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
Fred Hampton Jr. Now, you know this is real.
Literally a few blocks, like 4 or 5 blocks away from over Chairman Fred and the 5th and Lamar Clark was assassinated at, like literally right around the corner. right here in this concentration camp. I can't use the states too how to use some euphemisms. You dig what I'm saying? I know a lot of times people hear about the crime going on with it, has become infamously known as Chirac. You know what I'm saying? We got we relate to the old accent that says God created Africans, the America made niggas. We add on to that the machine manufactured Chirac. Similar to the way that the British tried to force China to become nation of junkies, they forced medicate these youngsters up in here. You know what I'm saying? You go back and check a lot of these cases, it's supposed to have a reactionary response. A lot of these children out here, people just think that they just send the bad, so on and so forth. Go check the resume. They forcibly medicate them up in here, put them back on the streets. Then they had to suffice with some sort of street medication. You know what I'm saying? They trying to produce a nation of junkies. You know what I'm saying? Anybody believes this system is trying to stop crime, you believe Don King want to stop boxing. It's done deliberately. It was what happened to these babies in here, you know what I'm saying? And we come check up on our babies in here. We come from real talk. We want to come in and appreciate these brothers. You know what I'm saying? We come from outside Chicago, but as Minister UEP News said, prisoners are microcosms of the outside community. Again, prisoners microcosms of the outside community. So it's
Now let me. What the hell?
Well, what's good?
Okay, take your time. Okay, he said leave. Yeah, take your time. All right, whatever Bishop said to go. All right, so that's because he said he got doctor for the morning. But yeah, and actually I've been on quite a while myself. But nevertheless,
Yeah, man.
knew the clowning. But yeah, and that video actually froze at the end for some reason. I ain't cut it off.
Yeah, I see.
But but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, you know, matter of fact, funny story about Fred Hampton, because you know, when I went to Chicago, I met him and things like that. I'd been to the house and all that, you know, good guy. A couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, I had sent him a donation or whatever, and it didn't go through. And I said, what? And he was like, you know, I think either he dropped his phone or something happened to his account or something like that, because he asked me to PayPal him and I didn't use PayPal or something like that. But whatever the case may be, I sent him a cash app and the donation didn't go through or something. They might be even hacking the phone or something to tell you who you can donate to. I don't fucking know, right? But that actually happened not too long ago. So, and what it is. But I'm gonna give him a call. You know, I send him information like I send you information. But it's good that they put out that information, let us see what's going on in society. So I just want to put that out there. So shout out to Fred Hammond Jr. and Dame Dash for putting people away on that, on information like that.
Yeah, salute. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I might even I gotta give him a call sometime anyway, you know. So I mean, but I'll they've been doing a lot of things like that because a lot of things going on in Chicago with the immigrants and things like that, and you know, it is what it is. But go ahead and charge information, man.
Yeah, salute, man. You can tap in, man, at Shaq_Edwards on Instagram, Facebook. That's where I be at. You know, talking to the universe.
Yeah, I got some clown on my check that might be trying to, I guess.
Somebody trolling?
I guess. I don't care. I mean, hey,
man. What they doing? Spamming the chat or something? What they doing? Because I can't see. Can't see the chat.
I don't know. Somebody writing in Spanish.
Somebody writing in Spanish?
Or they just, I don't know what they're doing.
Willie. Say Willie who? Willie Holmes.
I don't know who this is, man. I just gonna let it be.
Tell him speaking English, man.
Man, these clowns, man. Could be somebody trolling them, man. I told you they just zapped the feed. So, right, they froze it. I don't know. But it is what it is. But anyway, you take your time, have a good night. This was an interesting show. And
yeah, you covered a lot. You know what I'm talking about? When next time you coming
on? Try to come on next week or something like that. Be traveling a little bit this week, so but we can try to come on next Monday.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, maybe even before then. I'll let you know.
All right.
I let them see what I do is I let them get all the junk out throughout the week, and then I come on and break it down in one big deal. But you take your time.
Yep.
Yes, sir.